Hello, everybody, and welcome to the PastCast.
It's currently December 29th, 2017, still.
This is our last show for the year, so enjoy all of the biggest, best, hottest surprises known to man. And at the end of the show, our picks for best game and best movie.
So if you want to stay tuned, we'll let you know.
What's on? Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Oh, can they still hear us?
Now they can.
They can now.
They are now hearing us. Welcome
To the PastCast.
Casting Cast,
Now. Yeah.
where we talk about movies that we watched.
An extra special look back at 2017 special.
It is
After
a weird
hours.
year. It has been
And it is definitely an after hours episode, everybody.
after hoursing. It's been a crazy 2017.
It has been a
Whether or
crazy
not it is you play lots of games, watch a lot of movies,
Watch
TV,
Follow politics.
TV was
anything-
the only thing.
anything in between.
That was the hottest mess.
Everything just south of us.
There you go.
Yeah,
Everything just
hot
sounds-
mess. Either way,
yeah.
we all have lists of. So, biggest surprise of 2017, hottest mess, best old game,
Of 2017.
and we'll explain as we go
Yeah,
along further.
there's some details. About
Biggest
this.
news drop, disappointments,
Yes.
of course, best ofs, and then at the end of the show, a nice look forward into
What is
year
to come?
2018.
We only have 2 more days until then, so
Yeah.
Yes.
we'll see how
If
much
we
of we
make
get right in
If
the
we
first.
actually make it, yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Who
mine
knows
will
after
probably
tonight?
come true, knowing the track record of it.
Sure.
I have a suspicious feeling.
Oh,
Oh.
Either way.
All right.
interesting.
Yes.
Are we just diving right into it?
Okay, so biggest
Let's get into this.
surprise
What guys?
of 2017.
We've locked it down, haven't we?
We have. We actually have.
Biggest
like,
surprise. Okay.
So
Pages.
if you guys, I've.
Where's my biggest?
It's really small.
I got it.
No
I have a couple runners up for this as well. I don't know if you guys have any for that. Like if you had,
I had one.
My
but-
thought process is that some of these were really close ties for me.
Yes.
So,
This one I
That's-
did not have, but if you do,
but if you do, that's
because I thought of this one
honorable-
and I kind of I'm
honorable mentions, I guess, would be the more technical
Yeah.
term. Just because it's like I
Yes.
don't say I like 2 games or 2 movies really well, but just I have to pick and choose favorite children, that kind of stuff. So biggest
I know.
surprise.
Biggest surprise. What's
of
yours,
20
Tony?
Yes.
2017. I don't remember.
You just have it written down.
I do.
You're
On a
looking
piece
at
of
it.
paper.
Shut up. That's what.
That's the surprise.
Someone's had too much ice.
Shut up.
Not enough ice.
Wolfenstein 2.
That was your big surprise.
My biggest surprise was Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. My only regret right now is that I can't talk about it some more with you guys.
I'll get there. Don't
As
worry.
to why I think it's the craziest thing to come out of video games in the past even almost decade. There's just some crazy stuff that they do. It's not the world's best video game. There are some mechanically problematic parts of that game where if you want to dual wield weapons, it's kind of clunky. The difficulty spike is crazy. So for me, I played it on sort of like the easy levels, easy difficulties, just to get through.
Like easy or normal?
Oh no, normal wrecks you too.
And you played it on the Switch, right?
No, I played it on
computer.
I played it on PS4.
Oh, PS4.
So if you guys are looking forward to it, it is coming out on Switch next year.
right. It's
So
not
I do recommend playing it. Doesn't matter which console you play it on. And they did say that the people who did the Doom port for the Switch is also handling the Wolfenstein 2 port. So if that's any indication, it's going to be a great game on the Switch. So one way or the other, you're going to have a great game. As far as like a runner-up goes for me, it was Justice League, I think.
Oh.
Like as a movie, because it's not a half bad movie. It's a movie, I
actually
think.
still haven't seen that yet.
That was actually my surprise.
So yeah, like for me, like I'm just surprised that it's not shit. Is more
Pretty
so
much.
than anything.
I never thought about that.
Well, then
It's-
good segue into
Yeah,
so-
that was...
So-
Again,
that
yeah,
was-
this
'cause
side
we-
of the table
we-
hasn't seen it.
We've watched it. We've talked about it a little bit already,
Yeah.
and we've explained it to you sort of.
Because you didn't care about
You didn't care.
spoilers.
That's true.
So,
Yeah, it was
But
a
yeah.
really surprisingly good movie.
Like
There was color.
there was color, there was
actual
humor,
personality to
there was
the
humor,
movie.
there was story bits to it. Wow, you really put a lot of ice in that, didn't you?
And I mean, the action was good, but that part's not surprising, I guess. But just as a whole, it was really good. Like even the origins, like quickly going through.
Yeah, it wasn't. They don't waste a lot of time.
More
No?
surprising
Yeah,
than
that's
Wonder Woman.
Yes, actually.
Better than Wonder Woman.
Well, I think Wonder
Because-
Woman going in.
Well, because for me, it was the director for Wonder Woman. It's like, okay, this is kind of fairly unknown,
Yep.
and she came in,
and honestly, that
but
time.
Snyder had the past history of
Screwing
BVS
up.
and Superman
Yeah.
And to be
having issues.
And to be fair, though, Wonder Woman, in terms of the timeline when that movie is set, they can kind of get away with almost anything.
Oh, yes.
They can literally write anything into her backstory, and it wouldn't affect the future ones, at least right away.
I'm just saying Wonder Woman was such a treat because we were used to such junk. But you're right. You're looking at it as the guy who made the junk.
Yes. Absolutely.
On
But
top of
he
another
didn't-
director coming in to try
it wasn't
and...
just him.
But another director, like, that's tough. All of a sudden, you
Yeah.
get two directors, or, like, you get a director that's left the project, and someone else
Someone else
coming
coming
in
in.
to pick
Yeah.
up those pieces.
Right, and the fact
It
that
could end up a giant mess.
Yeah,
the fact that you
exactly.
had two separate directorial inputs onto this movie,
Yeah.
and you can totally see it. There
Well,
are
and the reshoots.
There are definitely sequences where you can tell, like, oh, that's clearly this
Zack
director's
Snyder's
section. This is
Josh.
another director's sequences, just mashed together.
I mean, it's unfortunate that it even bombed at the box office. Like,
Yeah.
it was actually
Because there was no hype for it, do you think?
no,
And again-
I think it's based off reputation.
It is.
It's absolutely based
Right?
on
And everyone's seen 2
That-
or 3,
Yeah.
and they're going, well, I don't want to see this.
Right. And to be fair, though,
So-
I'm not saying it's the best movie I've ever seen.
No.
It's just a
Surprise.
nice.
It's better.
It's fresh.
for
It's
DC.
fresh. It's not.
It was not what you were expecting out of DC.
Right, like going
and
into-
again, DC with two directors and a
And then-
mustache that they had to digitally remove.
But see, that's
and-
Okay,
fine,
okay. The
though.
mustache was. If you
There's a
forget,
mustache.
if
The
you forget about the
mustache
mustache stuff, that it's fine. You can see the sequences where that is, and digitally that makes complete sense for them to do it. For that section.
Yeah.
And it was a safe time. That's all we
Yeah,
need to leave it at.
It's also unfortunate that they've decided now is a good time to reorganize their filming industry.
Well, no, like their
Well, how they're doing it.
their filming schedule. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not filming stuff. They said they're reorganizing.
Well, I think
everything.
they recently had a Comic-Con panel or some sort of movie panel where they confirmed still Wonder Woman 2 obviously still happening.
That's
Aquaman.
Flash movie.
Aquaman's
Aquaman.
Aquaman has
Aquaman's-
to come out.
It's already in the.
Yeah,
it's already
done.
in the.
It's in the can.
Yeah.
Flash is
And the Flash is
questionable.
Flash is still confirmed. Flash
For
is
now.
they're still confirming Flash.
Yeah.
But they have also confirmed that it's not a Flash cyborg film, which bums me.
That's okay.
Bums me out a little bit because those two had excellent
Yeah, but
chemistry.
it would be such an odd pairing.
I think it would be perfect. I mean, you put the two.
Flash is known more for his solo stuff than his team up.
Yeah,
other
but
than
seeing-
outside the Justice League.
But seeing the cyborg in this movie, if again, it's too bad that not enough people saw this movie because the cyborg
Yeah.
in this movie was really good.
when I buy it, you guys can have a digital copy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, I absolutely recommend it.
I was already, yeah. Well, I already bought a movie digitally that's not even out on DVD yet or Blu-ray.
I know.
I know
I'm
which
waiting
movie.
for that one.
Is it? Is it? Is it?
It is it.
Okay.
I bought, yeah. I saw
We're
it
not
on the
spoiling
digital. I saw it on the digital store, and I'm like, ooh!
I threatened my significant other with that, and I'm like, we're gonna watch a movie. She's like, no, no.
Well, and then now you might want to wait, so don't get it when it comes out. There's an extended edition coming out like a month later,
Ooh,
like the director's cut.
ooh, I'm gonna wait for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Because
Anyways,
I read that they just announced it like not that long
Oh,
ago.
that's such a bummer.
So it's like I got the digital copy, and I'm like, that's okay, because I'll go out and buy the physical that comes with the digital.
I feel like there should
for
be like
the-
a good like packaging for that, like a balloon,
Yeah.
like a balloon or something like
No, I wouldn't know.
some weird like.
No,
packages.
I'm good with just the.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
For the diehard collectors.
It just says, and Best Buy usually does those like the steel
Steelbooks.
cases and steelbooks and all that stuff. So, but yeah, no, that's
Anyways,
Yes,
if
Justice
you-
League
if
was
you- good.
my
Yes,
biggest.
I agree.
My surprise. I stick to more movies on mine because games. I look at my games before I do it. I know what these games.
Yes, you are very research mode before you get games,
because games are more expensive for
Yeah.
me than.
Right.
as opposed to me jumping in with like, oh, what's this one? Could be good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little of both. So, anyways,
Brian.
gentlemen?
Your biggest surprise?
I thought Jumanji was a big surprise.
Have you seen
I
it?
was
You watched
worried-
it, hey?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard amazing things about
Okay.
it.
And the fact that it actually and
It's a good, decent
It's
movie.
not a pile of poo.
well,
Yeah.
even the trailer came out. You're going.
The trailer kinda-
okay.
Yeah, you're
The
like,
trailer kind of sold me.
The first
The
trailer.
trailer
though.
really sold.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
until the second trailer where they said we're the board game.
And that piece was
Yeah.
really nice because did we see that?
Jumanji?
No, that
the
part of the
trailer?
trailer.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was us when we first, and we're like, hey, because it shows the board game actually transform
I've seen
into
that,
the video
yeah.
game to be played, and you're like, oh, now it actually connects. Because
Yeah.
before that, you're just like, this actually looks like a pretty decent film. With
Yeah.
that first trailer, like the first trailer came out, and
It
yeah,
looked like
I'm
a good action film. That's you need some set pieces to get people.
yeah, and
into
I'm
it.
like, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden that second trailer came, and I'm like, now it
Yeah.
has.
I was worried that this
Found
movie
its
was
place.
going to just be a flop and just be cheesy and just be
Right.
awful. Like, I haven't personally seen the movie yet still. I want to, though, because of all the comments I've heard, it sounds like a good movie.
Mhm.
So that was a surprise
It's
for me.
definitely on my watch list.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
So
And
that's
it's again the timing of it coming out
Mm-hmm.
in the last week,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, or 2 weeks. That kind of like I get to see.
You kind of avoid the Star Wars rush,
Right.
and you're kind of on.
Well, that's the thing.
doing
Like,
your own
I
thing.
got to see Star Wars.
Because what came out first, Jumanji or Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
And then the
Star
next
Wars.
week after was Jumanji.
So it's kind of like I finally get the break from work to go see movies, and it's we go to see Coco because that's a movie we can see together, and we go and see
Right.
like I went to see Star Wars because it's like okay, there's kind of like my movie that I can
Yeah.
get in there, and then Pitch Perfect is on the list of things to see because that's another one we can go and see together.
Yeah.
And then but Jumanji's on there where I'm like must see Jumanji.
Yeah, must see.
Yeah.
But it's on that list, which I didn't think I would. Yeah, I'm with you. That's a good one. I like it. Oh, good one so far, everybody. I went video game related.
Aha! Aha!
So this side of the table stuff movies.
Aha!
Mine is just the Switch lineup that kept getting announced all year.
Yeah, that's a really
Yeah.
good one.
So the fact that the Switch kept, obviously it kept building, so they've now surpassed Wii U sales. They've
In
now
Japan,
surpassed.
in Japan they started with Japan, and
Yeah.
now has it grown to worldwide?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is now
Okay.
beat out the Wii U. It has beat
Which-
out the PS2 in Japan,
Which is no small feat.
which
to be
isn't a
fair.
small feet. The PS2 was still selling
It was
2
pretty
years
good.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that thing sold
And
forever.
And to be fair, it made Sony a buttload of money because
Oh, for sure.
ended up costing
It did.
them like $5 to make a unit.
Yeah, by the end of the day, they're just like, we're so good at this now, we can just
Oh,
move these out.
what's
But it kept doing so well, and all of a sudden we got, we knew we were getting Skyrim, but then we did get the announcement for Doom, and Wolfenstein, and Bayonetta 3, and it's just
Yeah.
all these announcements keep coming out, and you're like, damn, Nintendo,
and there's still no Smash Brothers.
And
Yeah, they haven't even come up with that.
Still
Not
no
even
Smash
deluxe.
yeah, Smash Bros. Deluxe.
Brothers. Oh God.
But that's the
Still
thing,
sell.
but you know how it would sell? All the 3DS levels and all the Wii U levels are in one game,
That'd be cool.
and everybody would be like, okay.
No, I think you go one further and put the Smash Run into the.
Oh, for sure.
The Smash
That's
Run-
what I mean. You take
the
all
Smash
the
Run was
3DS stuff.
amazing.
I love the Smash Run stuff, but you take all the stuff from the 3DS and the Wii U and into
Yeah,
one game
put it-
and call it a day and
It's
just
not
call
even a
it
new game.
deluxe and, no,
And add in all the DLC characters. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you're done.
Yeah.
You've got a game.
They don't even have to add in the levels, just the DLC characters.
But that was my
more
big
than
surprise this year. Was we knew what we were getting out of Nintendo, and I think it was last Christmas did they announce Pokemon was coming out? It was before. The
It was at
Switch
E3.
launched, or was that at E3?
I was at E3.
Yeah.
So even then,
I was
we're
at
getting a
E3.
mainline Pokemon game for
Which
the
apparently
Switch,
might be running on Unreal Engine,
which is nuts.
Oh, really?
which is A, nuts, and B, that game could be out sooner than we think.
Uh-huh.
Because
Still 2019 at
Well, that's when they
the
announced it.
earliest, right?
that's when they announced it. But if it really is coming
Depends
with
how
an
fast.
Unreal Engine,
Yeah.
We'll see.
that engine's done. They just need to put assets in there.
But that's what I
Yeah.
mean. The stuff coming out for Switch, just kind of that's my big surprise. Was I knew we were getting this and I knew we were getting that, and I'm like, okay. And every time Nintendo opens their mouths, I'm just like, holy cow!
yeah,
You guys got.
they just need to.
I knew Skyrim was coming out, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll get Skyrim. I don't really like Skyrim, but maybe it's worth getting on
Yeah.
the Switch for again a portable something. And then all of a sudden they're like Doom, and I'm like, well, that's even a better possibility. Than, I'll play Doom.
It's not bad on the Switch.
And then
I've had a few-
Wolfenstein, and I'm like, there's a game I have not played
Yes,
that I can
absolutely.
out of
Which
Bethesda
which
that
I
will
can
buy.
Yeah.
wholeheartedly confirm.
So, but that's
yes.
back a full circle back to you. But that's what I mean. The Switch lineup was my big surprise of the year.
I think the only disappointment, and it didn't make my list of disappointment stuff about
Yeah.
it, is It is Switch related. It is the online stuff.
Got delayed,
Yeah.
It got
They'll
delayed,
get
as
there.
well as their Switch app, or the phone app.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem.
that was part of my hottest. That was
There.
one of my hottest mess.
That's
like
that's me.
that
was
was
my,
in there.
It was my. It was in my running for that, and
Yeah.
I feel like we should at least mention that just ever so briefly. The fact that it's basically just Splatoon app. That's all it is. It's
Yep.
not like you've
And
got
I
Mario.
feel like-
You've got Mario Kart. You've got FIFA. You've got all these other games that are
It would've worked
multiplayer.
well with FIFA.
It
It
would have
do-
worked. Well, it would have worked good.
Yeah, like every other multiplayer game that already exists on the Switch.
Right.
Except it's only for Splatoon, so you might as well just
Yeah.
call it the Splatoon.
But
app.
I feel
Splatoon
like
now.
Splatoon came out, the app came out
Right.
to match it, and
Right.
everybody started using it, and everybody went, "This is junk,"
Yeah.
and Nintendo went,
Oops.
"Ruh-roh,
Right.
ruh-roh," and
Right.
that's why I feel like it keeps getting delayed. Is they're like, "What can we do to like maybe they'll scrap the app come end of next year?"
I think what they need to do is scrap the app because people have already found that they can use USB microphones on the Switch,
Right.
which is the crazy thing about it.
Yeah.
So
Well, and again, or if I'm going to use my phone, I'm going to use Discord.
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
There's
Which we
or,
did.
or the very
There's
minimum,
yeah.
at the very minimum, Skype
Yeah,
or
there's so
Sure,
many
TeamSpeak
other
anything.
voice
But
chat
the fact that we
options.
already have Discord
Yeah.
and use it for TeamSpeak, like that's our, like, you know, you sit there going, okay, I have that app. The other parts of Splatoon are nice,
Yes.
built into that app.
yes,
But then just release, and maybe that's the
make
thing.
it
Maybe
rebranded as a Splatoon app because
Yeah.
you've got the back end for
you
it
might as
already.
well.
So
So yeah, no,
Either
I'm
way,
with you. But yeah,
yeah.
the Switch lineup was my big surprise because they keep surprising me. Bayonetta 1, 2,
Yeah.
and 3.
I can't wait for 3.
I'm not sure. I like the Bayonetta series, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd have to see more.
So cool.
Cool.
Hottest mess. Do we want
Hottest-
to reverse?
Yes,
All
let's
right.
let's
Sure.
go counterclockwise, gentlemen.
What did I go with? Oh, I picked one that's a little bit more personal to me because I knew that, you know, like everybody would be covering different stuff. But Nerd Block went bankrupt. And it was a giant mess.
Yeah,
Because they owe a lot of people money.
everything in between that is kind of it's kind of crazy.
They were shutting down, then they weren't shutting down. And then they released a statement going, "Oh, you're totally getting blocks. Don't sweat it."
Yeah.
Then we didn't get blocks. Then they're like, "Oh, you're gonna get a block this month," and then we kind of got blocks, but they just stuffed things that they had already sent out before into blocks, going like, "It's a block." And it sucks because actually, and I feel like they tried to branch out way too quick.
Yeah,
Because
'cause-
before the Nerd Block
Because
was
Loot Crate took a while before they started doing
right.
animal stuff or
Right.
So
smaller-
Nerd Block was video game based,
Yeah.
and they had the Nerd Block.
They had one.
They had one
They
box.
have one block.
So you bought the box. And then all of a sudden that changed to you got either the Nerd Block for everyone or the Nerd Block Mature. And that changed what was in it. And I'm like, well, that kind of sucks because...
What do you want? Both.
Right. So what if
Yeah.
you're sitting there going like, oh, well, I want the... Like, I like Mario, so I'm going to stick... Like, I stuck with the E for everyone box. But
Yeah,
then
'cause
if
I think you
Resident Evil stuff came out...
I think you tried the adult one or mature one. Once.
No, I got a mature game in one of my E for everyone boxes.
Oh, really?
Where did you get the Freddy Five Nights at Freddy thing from?
That's an E for everyone.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Five
I
Nights
thought
at Freddy's.
Five Nights
It's
Oh,
advertised as a
adult.
kids. It's advertised as a kids.
It's advertised as a
really?
kids thing. Oh, yeah. Elementary kids
kidding
are
me?
all over that thing.
Well, I know the elementary kids are over it, but
Oh, no, it's
just,
advertised as for kids.
Wow, that actually
I got
blows my mind.
Balloon Boy, who's in that game.
I don't know.
I don't know. Either way, I got like a Lego.
I know Freddy.
I got a Lego piece of build this guy, and all of my kids know who the hell this thing is. I have no idea.
I
I'm
know
just like,
Freddy, the bird, the golden bear.
Sure.
Yeah.
Either way, that was my
Yeah.
big mess because, and then it got to the point where people were having to call their credit card companies, going, "This company charged me months ago for my year-long subscription.
Yeah.
So I know it's been 6 months, but I need a chargeback because I have not gotten the product."
Oh, and the
Exactly.
crazier part is the suppliers.
And their suppliers were sitting there going, like, I have a Mega Man book upstairs, and this little indie publisher spent $10,000 making these books because they're like, oh,
Yeah,
we'll
we
get
can get them
paid,
exactly.
and our publishing company will get out there.
Yeah.
They didn't never got paid.
Never got it.
And it was slowly by little by little, like people on Reddit were coming out going like, well,
Yeah.
they owe my company this, they owe my company that, and you're going, what a storm. So that was my biggest.
That is a big hot mess.
That was my hot mess
Yeah.
of the year because then I'm like, and I have a list of hot messes, and I can talk about them after we're all through. But like that was the one where I'm like, oh yeah, Nerd Block,
No.
because that for me was like one
Yeah.
where I'm sitting there going, oh,
It was unique to you.
Yeah.
It was unique to me, so I
It
made
was.
it unique to myself.
There you go.
What's
Hot
up?
mess.
I thought the whole monster cinematic universe was a hot mess.
Oh, good
That
one.
is a
Because-
big mess.
I was hoping
I didn't even make
because
that. Good one.
Guillermo del Toro was offered that, and he turned down. And he actually publicly released a statement that said he regretted not.
Yeah,
picking that
Guillermo
project
would have fixed that.
Yeah,
He probably
Yeah,
would.
but here's the thing with
He
him and
would-
his track record of movies as of late. Before this latest one came out, where he stole Abe from Hellboy and made a movie
Yeah.
with him. He was on track to do The Hobbit, and
Yeah.
that ran long, so he had to leave.
yeah.
He got hired to do the Haunted Mansion movie for Disney, and that never got
That
done.
never happened.
Then he got he keeps getting hired for
He
things.
has another movie that just came out recently that Hideo has been very
Is that
gushy over.
Shape of Water or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one with Abe
yeah.
from Hellboy.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, the creature in that movie looks pretty
Looks
much
very much.
identical.
Oh, so
it's
it's
the
not-
same actor too.
It's not Abe, but it is Abe?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Same actor too.
But yeah, like Hideo.
It's supposed to be amazing. Again,
Yes.
it's Guillermo
Yeah.
del Toro doing what he does.
Yeah.
And you're just like, way to be. But
Yeah.
yeah, that would see, and I feel like he could have made that
He-
universe.
I
better.
If
feel
one
like he
person
could've.
can do monster movies, but I think
Yeah.
he's been a little bit.
And even watching that movie, like watching that Mummy movie, I don't know where they're going with
No, yeah, it was
I've never
very
seen it.
like
I haven't seen it yet, so I can't comment on it.
Yeah, so that was I think like they could have made
I think
it
Guillermo was
so
a
much
little,
better and made like a nice.
I think Guillermo was a little bit
monster.
busy at the time.
He
too.
was, yeah.
Cause
He was.
And
He's always busy.
between the movie and between working with Kojima and
Yeah.
figuring out what was going on with Konami, because
I get that.
it
He's
was, it was
busy.
it was around that time when he was like, "Do I have a
Yeah.
job with Konami doing this amazing video game?" No. Oh.
But that still
okay.
doesn't let you. Is it Universal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, off the hook for making like.
Yeah, it's all universal.
I'm sorry,
They
you-
totally messed that
You
up.
have a very good base from even the 50s and 60s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it would have been great. to
Like,
see
those movies are
classic
Werewolf.
monster movies come
Well,
back.
and then, yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, I know with the Frankenstein, it was going to be Frankenstein's wife.
Yeah,
So it wasn't even Frankenstein
Yeah.
himself.
But that's what I mean, and like, if Brendan Fraser can pull off a better Mummy movie than you can,
And that's, I mean, not to say
That's
that
not.
Brendan Fraser's
That's
not-
that's wildly.
bad.
Yeah.
yeah.
those
It's
movies
just-
are campy and they know it, and they harness like they
and it
grab
was-
that,
That's why it was so good.
and that's why it
Yes.
was good. This movie just went like CGI fest. Let's.
And we
just
want to
do
make it
this.
dark and
Yeah.
broody
Yeah.
and
But
very
the
realistic.
Mummy, in their defense, though, the Mummy's movie should be dark.
It should be dark, but you know what? It
Should
should
be.
also take place mostly in Egypt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Yeah,
this one doesn't
this
really take
London.
place.
No.
I think it takes
No,
place
it
in
was
Egypt
London.
for like a split second.
not very long.
Not very long.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's where they dig up the mummy and then like, oh, we got to bring it home, or not,
Yeah,
or maybe not,
Yeah, Britain.
or maybe
Maybe
not.
London.
And again, if you're setting up a universe, take the time
To set it up.
to do it. So yeah,
They-
like-
they-
I think they
they-
put all their money into Tom Cruise and was like,
which
"This
was
will make
another,
it."
which was another mistake. Like
That's the different.
Not saying
argument.
Tom Cruise is like terrible.
he has a place in
There's a
film.
place in
It's
film.
and it's running.
Mission Impossible.
Sure, like if he's in a Mission Impossible movie, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know it's already going to be bad and cheesy, so it's like yes.
But again, they embrace the insane factor of it's like the Kingsman movies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they know they're gonna go stupid. They might as well just go.
That's
all
why
all
the
the
way.
way.
that almost made my movie of the year.
I finally watched it. That was a good one.
So
Yeah.
freaking good.
Haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet either, but I heard you're great.
It was on sale on Google Play.
So good. It's really good.
I love the Kingsman so
The
far.
best part is reading like the trivia stuff on IMDb
IMDb.
for the Kingsman,
Yeah.
and this what the director's like. We could have done this. We almost did it, but we did.
But we did it.
And it's just like that would have been a different twist.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a lot of their thought process behind the Kingsman is that of the sequel is that he wanted to take his time with it. He didn't want to just rush
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
the sequel.
And they're
that's
already-
why that's why it took them so long to do the second.
And they're
one.
already saying trilogy
okay.
Sure, I
with
know.
a spin-off potential for the Statesman.
I can totally see that.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
100%
That'd be
see
awesome.
Absolutely.
All the people they introduced for the Statesman in that movie, I'm like, yeah, okay.
So Channing Tatum himself.
We'll talk
Kind
about
of.
that later. We'll talk about
I haven't seen it. So
We'll
you're not
talk about it
even
later.
gonna talk about it.
We'll talk about it later.
Either way, that's a good hot mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
I never thought of that hot mess.
No, I didn't even think of that one either. But it's been so long since trying to think it back
Yeah.
throughout the
Yeah.
year.
Well, this, like we said earlier, this year has been full of things.
Yes,
It
It's
is.
been full of hot messes.
And it's funny because you remember the last couple of months of like, oh yeah, this happened and this
Yeah.
happened. Like there's been storm after storm after storm of crap falling
Yeah.
down from the sky. But
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, it's like you think back to January.
I can't remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank God for subreddits and being able to like
I had to
know.
look through my trophy list to see what games.
And
I
that's
Yeah.
well, that's what I did. I'm like I went through all my games. Well, actually, I went through a list of games that released in 2017 on the internet and just went like, yeah, played that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
played that one. Yeah, played that. Like here is my like
List
of games I've played. Minus. Oh no, I got it. South Park Butthole.
Yep.
You had to add
It made it. Yep.
You got your butthole in there.
I got Butthole in there.
Okay.
Didn't fracture it.
Big hottest mess.
Go.
I'm gonna go with the obvious and go with the loot crates.
Noise,
Yeah.
noise.
Yeah.
That was definitely
Loot crates
on
in
the
general.
list.
Loot crates in general,
Yes.
That was the
All
first
over,
thing
not
on
just
the list.
EA, just
But like,
all around
everywhere.
loot-
although I
loots.
really
I think-
appreciate what Apple is doing with that as well.
What's
Well,
Apple
they're
doing?
starting to turn
Well,
it
it's-
around.
Apple has to. You have to put the odds of
What you're getting in
what
the
you're
chest.
getting in chests into
Which
their-
is fair.
And just the whole thing with every different country going over is it
Yeah.
gambling and it's become one big.
Yeah.
See, and I feel
Shit
like if
show,
it's built into the
essentially.
game as a mechanic, and
But they've always
And here's
been
the
around.
here's the craziest part about loot crates.
They've always been around.
I know
Here's the craziest part about it, though,
I
is
like
that the ESRB is refusing to acknowledge it. Is the craziest part about it. So if the ESRB, the one line of defense against the the government,
stepping in to start rating
like,
games, yeah.
we're done. Like, it will be done in the next 5 or 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The video game, like, as we know it, will change.
Oh, for sure.
Because games like PUBG, Battlefront 2, Overwatch, any games with loot crates.
crates.
Now,
And even the stupid ones like UFC games.
Sure.
Why,
Yeah.
why does that even need one?
so
FIFA.
here's my thing now is if so they do take the payout, so you can't pay for loot crates. You have to play the game to earn loot crates.
Yeah.
I feel like
That's
done.
exactly
That would be better.
That's the right thing to
That's
do.
the right
yeah,
way to go.
and because like one guy was talking, he's in so a bunch of other podcasts are talking, and I mean everybody on the internet, and it's going, well, you used to be able to unlock, costumes in a game without having to
Yeah.
Correct.
pay for them. And essentially, we all got up in arms when Skyrim tried the horse armor DLC 800 years ago. But now they're pretty much doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's always
They
been
are.
around. It's just now it's gotten.
But they've found a system where people are like, I like this system,
Yeah.
and weren't getting angry at it because again, it was just cosmetic. But even the cosmetic stuff,
Like Overwatch was fun because that was
Yeah.
all like.
but then should you be able to
All
pay
that.
for crates in Overwatch, or should you
Okay,
just
I think
have
that-
to?
I think
that would be-
I think
leave
what
up
you
to
need
the
to do is you should be
discretion
able
of the
to.
player.
You should
If
be
it's
able to.
cosmetic, leave it to the discretion of the player. But if
Sure.
it's affecting the gameplay,
Yeah.
take
Overwatch
it
does
away.
it perfectly
agree
fine.
with that.
Overwatch is fine. I was gonna say TF2 is fine, but I think the last 5 or 6 years they've been introducing items that affect gameplay.
Okay.
So
So that's
Yeah.
my thing. Like, and again, because a lot of people are speaking out now, going like, cosmetic items shouldn't be in these crates, or at least don't make them time sensitive. Because right now in Destiny 2, there's like an event going on for the holidays,
yep.
Yeah.
and there's a bunch
Overwatch
of
does that too.
stuff that is hidden behind those chests that after this event is over, you won't be able to get again.
Overwatch is like that too. Yeah,
Yeah.
So should that be allowed?
I think it should be allowed.
yeah,
Honestly,
I'm fine with that.
it should be allowed.
Yeah.
I have no issues with
So that's that's the thing. People on the internet now are getting into the whole like, should cosmetics be trapped within
If you didn't
this?
play it, then
And what I think they should
really tough luck.
and
It's like Animal Crossing. Like, say if you miss the Halloween event.
Yeah, but
in
imagine
Animal
you
Crossing.
miss it
Ima-
and then it doesn't come around again.
here's the craziest.
Because that's the nice thing about Overwatch. It comes around again
Not necessarily.
for most
they
of
come
them.
up with new stuff.
They come up with new
usually.
stuff, but the last year stuff you won't be able to get.
Is
Yeah.
gone.
But like at least they
imagine
kind of-
if Animal Crossing has loot crates in it. That would be the craziest thing. It kind of does already. I mean, because you have the mobile app or whatever the
I don't count that as an
Yeah.
Animal Crossing.
whatever. It's got the word in it.
It's got the word in.
Like that has a form of loot cratiness in it. I
That's
don't think it's
true.
so.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have already said,
But with loot crates, they need to. I feel like they need to look at what trading card games do.
yes.
Trading card games guarantee you one rare, 3 or 4 uncommons,
Yep.
and then the rest common.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then in the rare spot, it can be an ultra rare or, a one-off and whatever.
Yeah.
Like if you can guarantee your box some sort of rates like that, like how Apple's saying how you need to divulge your rates.
Yep.
Right.
Same thing like that. Like if you open this box,
You're gonna
you'll
get at least one of this, one of that.
rare item,
Yeah.
one rare or higher.
Yep.
The interesting thing is that's what Hearthstone does. Well, it's a trading card.
It's a
game.
trading card game.
Trading
So
card
That's what
game.
it does. Yeah.
well,
and
Heroes of the
rates
Storm
are-
does that though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Now Heroes of the Storm is free.
Yes.
Does that make a difference in this whole scheme of things?
Right.
Yeah, if you pay for a game and then have to pay for microtransactions, or if it's a free game and you pay for microtransactions.
Okay, so here's now.
Now
the
it
cur-
gets into
Here-
sticky
Here's the
Yeah.
here's my crazy suggestion for the whole loot boxes in relation to is the game free or not.
Yep.
If it's a game like Overwatch, I've paid what did I pay, like $40 for
Yeah.
it or something like that. Every month, give me 5 crates. That way, at least if I purchase the game, it gives me an incentive, or like a crate a month or something like that, to be like, it's
I would say that would probably be the more.
sure, like a monthly crate. It's like here, you've paid for the
You
game
paid for it, yeah.
clearly, and then there's a free version of the game where you don't get that.
I don't know.
You don't get.
I don't know. Like, if it's customization,
And again, yeah,
like if it's that cosmetic stuff,
Wait.
if that's what they say you have to pay for, then go for it.
because yeah, like
I don't have to have. For me personally, I don't have to have my characters looking a certain way.
That's true. Now here's my my
Okay.
other piece to that is Heroes of the Storm used to do it really well.
Yeah. Used
Where
to.
you saw something cosmetic that you liked, and you could
purchase
spend $10 on it.
It's like going to the store and seeing a piece of clothing that you
Right.
really liked.
So you could for $10 just buy that thing,
Yeah.
or you could take your chance and hope that you rolled for it.
right.
Yeah, and
And that's my thing. At least with I don't know.
I mean, if you see someone have it, then oh well. Like
But yeah, because
you know they
TF2
bought it.
because TF2 did that when before there used to be a time when TF2 was not free to play.
Right.
So I actually purchased a physical box copy of Team Fortress 2
The
way
orange
back.
box.
No,
No, just
it was
Team
literally
Yeah.
literally says TF2 on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's branded Team Fortress 2. And so I installed it, I played it. Obviously, I had a great time with it. But when they made the switch to free-to-play, the game itself knew that I had purchased.
Right.
a
It
cop-
knows.
It purchased a copy and then gave me additional in-game items to show, like, hey, this person purchased the game. Maybe you should too now. Like,
Yeah.
give us some money for the shop. Then you'll get this item as well.
But yeah,
So-
I think the
And
big,
that was cosmetic. So
Right.
it didn't add anything.
I think the big piece of this whole gambling thing is you're getting people with highly addictive personalities
Or minors.
or minors who are now losing.
Then maybe put restrictions on it.
How
I don't know
But
how.
how-
like that's
And
the piece now.
We say that for our country and it might and our culture.
Canada,
it's
yeah.
easy for us in Canada and North America to be for parents. Ideally, yes, parents will say, yes, I have control over your credit card. Whatever is you purchased, it goes through me first. But in other countries like Japan, China, Europe, Australia, those cultures are way different in
They
regards
are.
to that kind of stuff. So
No, that's the piece that kind of gets me is I don't mind loot boxes being a thing. I think the paying for them has to end.
Yeah. So what's your opinion on StarCraft's version? So you buy a war chest, and you have to play games to gain experience to unlock the things in that war chest.
that's even worse.
So you-
But if
So
you
you're-
don't make
so you're
it in
paying
that
it.
time limit, you don't
lose
get it.
Then
That's
there's-
even worse.
That's
worse.
worse.
That's 10
So
times
you
Spent
worse.
your money
Exactly.
and got nothing out
And
of
got
it.
Oh,
nothing.
Activision Blizzard.
Sometimes
So
they do something
that's
smart.
StarCraft's loot chest. Is right now there's war chest number 2 that's out right now. I bought it because I like StarCraft.
Okay,
But
if
still,
you play enough,
but I
of it,
played
then that's
enough
fair.
where I can unlock all those things. Right.
But the thing is, in the general population, that's not like that's 25% of people in this room who does that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, and
so-
I think the discussion just has to go back to the only thing that we should be paying for really is
The game itself,
the game itself
Yeah.
and DLC.
DLC.
And DLC actually has to be DLC. Like I'm back to that argument where, The Witcher comes out with DLC,
That wasn't DLC.
and The Witcher 3 is an actual expansion pack, which is what
Yes.
DLC
Originally-
should be.
originally was.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Warcraft 3 came out with the Frozen Throne. That's
That was an
DLC.
yeah,
I'm
that-
sorry, the DLC for Zelda Breath of the Wild was just it seemed really thin.
It's worth $20.
Yeah.
Right, but so was the Blood and Wine one for
Sure.
Witcher. That was also maybe $25.
Yeah.
And that literally added a new continent to
Right.
the game.
But that's what I mean. Like DLC should add stuff to the game. Like
Breath.
Fallout 4,
Fallout
I never got the
Tons.
DLC for, but
the
it was
Bethesda,
huge.
The Bethesda games, Fallout
Bethesda,
and Skyrim.
yeah.
Those 2 game DLC expansions were massive.
Yeah.
Just I remember Fallout 4 and was it Far Harbor or Bar Harbor?
One of the Far Harbor.
Far Harbor.
Yeah.
That was like an amazing horror themed DLC.
Sure.
And I played a little bit of it. It was weird.
But that's what I mean. Like
it
they
was
went
different.
far. So I think like that's where this discussion just has to go back to is what should we be paying actual money for?
Yeah.
Yeah, the game.
And there should be a standard for like, say if this is DLC and you're paying this much,
Yeah.
there should be X so amount of content.
And it's
Like, it shouldn't just be like,
It'll be interesting to see how this is
Yeah.
going to go forward because now that PUBG is out in 1.0,
yeah,
that's going to change.
which we haven't tried yet.
I know we should really should.
We should.
But yeah, that'll change the game because that has a form of loot crate in it as well
It does.
Right.
Yeah.
that you do have to pay for.
And that's my thing. It's the paying for them. I don't mind the loot crates being there. Like Injustice 2, I played. It has loot crates. I have yet to pay for one because they give them to you, like you punch someone in the game. And they're like, oh, have a crate.
Great.
And you're like, thanks. It's like you joined a new guild. Have a crate. And I'm like, I only joined a new one because I got booted out of my old one because I didn't play for like 3 days. You mean I could just get crates by not playing?
Crates all
But yeah,
the time.
the PUBG ones are completely cosmetic. But what happens when they start dabbling into ones that affect gameplay? And I know that they've said they're not going to do that.
Everybody says that though.
That's the thing. Like
It's sticking
if your
to
game
that.
if your game is that big, you can't not be thinking about
Yeah.
it.
I think
Exactly.
you legitimately at this point as a gaming industry have to go to everybody and be like, guys, we are not going to do this. If the ESRB isn't going to do anything, we
cannot.
have
Yeah.
to.
But I think that's what the ESRB is for.
It is, but if they're not going to act, then the rest of the gaming community, like companies,
Needs to do something.
have to do it. Like EA has to sit there going, "Oh, we screwed up, and we're not going to do that ever again."
Well, speaking of EA,
Yeah.
The
speaking
other
of
hot mess.
speaking of EA,
Is that your hot mess?
my hot mess is literally 2 letters. This year. Where do I start? Mass Effect.
Yep.
Visceral
Yep.
Studios.
Hold on. Yep.
What else?
Studios close. Game studios closed.
They
Nick
Yeah.
has it all.
I'm questionable. I'm questionable. Respawn Entertainment. I'm unsure right now.
Yep.
And then of course Battlefront 2. The progenitor of all of this.
Okay,
is
well,
Loot
and
Crate.
it's funny. It's because because they did the to
There's-
win stuff. If
There are so many weird
it would have
conflicting
just
stories.
been different, like stormtrooper helmets.
Okay, so here's the crazy part about the customization in Battlefront 2.
You mean the lack thereof?
People, okay, I'm not sure which stories came first, so I'm not sure if the order is correct. People hacked into the files for the PC version.
That came after, yeah.
That came after, and they found a full-blown customization option.
Yep.
Where you-
Really?
where you can add different
Armor
helmet,
changes, helmets
color
change, yeah.
color changes, not the heroes.
No,
not
you
the
can't
heroes.
like swap
Yeah.
Luke
No.
Skywalker's
You can't have a-
head
no,
with Han Solo's
but you
body.
You can't have a
so-
pink Darth Vader running around.
But all of your
But all the
regular
generic
people,
soldiers.
Yep.
They found the customization in the actual game files.
Oh, wow.
The actual-
Now, to be fair, like someone said, because it's there doesn't necessarily mean it worked with
Correct.
the rest of the game.
Correct. And then
But
EA, I'm not
It
sure.
was possible.
EA mentioned that we couldn't put customizations in there because Disney poses restrictions on whether and how we use their IP,
yeah,
how we represent their characters in this game.
yeah.
Now, I'm not sure if EA or Disney responded to that. I'm not sure what it. Like I said, there's so many things happened within that past, like in the 2 or 3 weeks that news story blew up.
The only part of Disney that they had said anything was they went into EA and told them to like
Yes.
lose the
Yes.
pay to win
Yeah.
Right.
factor. 'Cause
Literally
they had a movie coming out and they didn't want it affected.
Literally at the last hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They turned all of that off. But yeah, I give this hot mess should have just been like EA presents Hot Mess
Yeah.
2017, honestly. Because the things that they've done with all of their properties so far this year
Well, that was
has been wild. And even with FIFA has
Sure.
had its own mini loot crate
Yeah.
scandal as well.
Oh, for sure. And it's funny because it's been in FIFA it's been in
It has
sports
been
games for
for
a long
almost
time.
almost since it started.
Yeah. Well, because those my teams
my teams.
are it's trading card based almost.
You're right. Like
Except
I
my
remember-
problem with it is the trading cards have a limit.
Yeah.
So you can play this goalie
Certain amount of games.
for 3 games, and then
And
you
then
either
you
have
have
to
to-
get new
yeah.
packages or throw
Sure.
in like the low tier goalie that plays.
You're free to
that's
play.
Like you're free to play goalie.
Yeah.
And it's like,
That's garbage.
It is garbage. It
So
is
if I'm-
garbage,
Yeah,
but at least
they've always done it.
But they've always done it, and now all of a sudden all this comes out,
Right.
and all the people playing sports games are like, or the one guy who bought a sports game for the first time and goes, "They're doing it in this one too."
and so
I've never played those modes.
And I don't play those modes,
so
or I
you-
start playing those modes, and I unlock one of the decks, and I go, "What do you mean I only get to play as Kobe for 2 games?"
Yeah.
so
Well,
the,
Kobe's so good, you only get him for 2, and I'm like, when do I decide to use him?
Yeah.
so the crazy
Special games.
How do I know they're going to be special? They're online against other people.
So the crazy
Take
part about the
chances.
whole EA stuff is that the whole thing with Mass Effect came out, how they announced that there was DLC coming out for it, a
Yeah.
season 1. That obviously did
Never
not happen, will not happen. That obviously affected their sales numbers,
Oh, sure.
which tumbled into
Yeah.
possibly the Visceral stuff with the Visceral's Star Wars game led by Amy Hennig of all people, which would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Like the one
Well, we can assume it would be amazing.
the one person who you can trust to make a single player storyline, Amy Hennig, if you don't
Oh,
know.
but people don't play single player games.
Okay, yes. Apparently people don't play single player games. But
I
Amy
do.
Hennig is the person who I think she did Uncharted 1, 2, and 3,
Yeah.
which amazing single player storylines.
No one plays those games.
Apparently no one plays Uncharted. You know, Uncharted 4 wasn't like in a great
I know. I do like the other companies coming out though, going like, "Oh, we opted not to have a multiplayer version of this game, so that we could
Wolfenstein
focus,
2.
yeah,
Wolfenstein 2 is the
so we
big
could
one.
focus on our
Yeah.
building a good one
Surprise!
player
It's one of the
story.
craziest single player games of 2017.
Well, but again, The Witcher.
The Witcher.
I'm sorry, but you have so many games out there that are not MMO based
Or online.
That are
or
fantastic.
or online that are great.
Yeah.
They have that single player piece to them that you're just like, this is what I came.
and then you
to
look
play.
at like
Super
something like
Mario.
Mario, Zelda.
Yes.
Zelda.
Yes.
Anything coming out for the Switch, let's face it. Other than Splatoon.
The fact that it a part
Because
of that
the
has
online
online-
sucks.
Right.
But that's what I mean. The single player experience in every hot Switch game coming out
It's pretty
is
phenomenal.
Persona 5.
sure.
Like that was an amazing game.
Yep.
And there was online features in that game, but I can count on maybe one hand that I've used them.
Right.
So
Oh, but South Park again.
South
South Park.
is another great
Yeah.
game as well.
Hold on.
Um,
Metroid: Samus Returns, Sonic Mania,
Sonic Mania is a good one.
Yeah.
Injustice 2 does not actually need
No, I play that-
online multiplayer.
I played that entire game single player.
right
and
because
that
the
was
story was decent.
Well, that's most of my Call of Duties.
But yeah, like EA and then
Resident Evil 7,
Yeah.
I Am Setsuna, Ukulele.
ukulele, yeah.
tons.
But yeah, like the
Single
I don't think.
No one wants single player games.
but yeah, all that snowballing from Mass Effect
Yeah, most
It-
of my hot mess
because-
was
because
Focus
yeah,
on EA.
they
they all
announced
spawned from that. Yeah,
the massive or not Mass Effect when they announced Battlefront 2 would have no season pass.
yeah.
A lot of that probably came. That's my thug. A lot of that came from them realizing, hey, we need to make money somewhere.
Yeah.
We gotta make it from loot crates somehow, right? Because that's obviously the hot shit right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously that was the one game it landed on.
But again, if they would have made it so you could customize characters,
Correct.
and put cosmetic
Or
items in
cosmetic,
there,
yeah.
it wouldn't have blown up to the point that it blew up to. Because
Yes.
then everybody would have been like, we're getting free updates, free maps, free this, free
right, because
that.
everything else leading up to even the game looked amazing
Yep.
or looks amazing.
It does look amazing.
It's one of the best.
And people who are playing it are actually having fun.
right. It's just
I'm
unfortunately.
not paying $40.
Correct. And now it's,
Absolutely,
I'm
it's-
waiting for it to come down. It's got to
I
come
know.
down to 20 bucks. Is my
20
number.
bucks.
20 is my number. EA, 20 is my number.
0. I don't want to play it.
I do. I
I'd be
like
down for
Battlefront.
20
I
or
like
30.
Battlefront.
20
Yeah.
or 30.
I'll just play the first Battlefront.
30 if they give me a bunch of crates.
No, they won't do
And
that.
you'll open crap anyways.
I'll pay for the.
You'll open crap anyways.
Well, but even the Call of Duty World War II
Yeah.
has like specific areas to open the crates.
Right,
in,
there's
to
achievements-
watch people.
There's
open
achievements
crates.
to
Yeah.
watch them, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
and I find it funny that they took that space from Destiny 1,
Yeah.
but didn't put it into Destiny 2,
Yeah.
but they put that into World War or World War 2
Yeah.
instead of Destiny 2.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, watch people open crates. But again, they're just going off of half of YouTube is people opening crates.
Not just YouTube, like Twitch as well.
That's what I mean. Like any
Any live
streaming
stream,
thing
yeah.
is like, oh, I'm gonna open a bunch of crates today. Here we
Guys,
go.
I
Yeah,
bought
come on.
$1,000 in crates. Let's go.
Yeah. And again, it's different. Like you've opened Pokemon cards in Pokemon
Yes.
Online because you get them in the actual
Yes, in the real life.
in real life. So you can open them and people but again, people watch it.
Yeah.
So of course people are going to keep doing it.
And the thing is, like, it's the same rates I get. Well, supposedly the same rates online than
Sure.
in real life. It's the same odds, but
Yeah.
no. So I give my entire EA mess. EA presents the hottest mess of 2017 themselves.
So I have Nintendo Online. That's
Yeah.
another
Like I
hot
said,
mess.
yeah,
Run
yeah.
up. Friday the 13th melting servers
Oh yeah.
when they launched their game and their
Yeah,
servers
that
all
wasn't-
melted.
they fixed that.
They did a very good job, but it still affected a lot of
It's
people
because they're caught
online.
off guard. I wouldn't call they caught that a mess.
That's why it didn't actually. It's on my honorable. I'm with you. I'm with you.
I will argue that point.
Net neutrality
Yep.
Yeah,
being a giant hot mess for
Oh,
the United
yeah.
States.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a thing.
That is true.
That's happening.
Bill Nye sex episode,
I didn't mind that episode. It was funny and awkward and just.
but it was awkward in the wrong ways. Like that's the thing where they're teaching like the vanilla ice cream that like you don't just have to be vanilla, and then all of a sudden vanilla's like gay, transsexual, something, and like he's like.
It was awkward in that sense, but
But that's the piece is like there's other ways of teaching that stuff. So that's
There-
why
yeah.
that was why
Yeah.
it was on my short list. And then Player Unknown Battleground and Xbox.
yeah,
Oh
the PUBG
yeah.
Xbox.
Yeah.
PUBG Xbox
Yeah.
experience.
PUBG Xbox.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, should we
What's
move on
next?
to lighter stuff?
Best
It's
old
you.
game. So this game could not have come out in 2017.
Okay.
That is the stipulation to best.
I do think we
Okay.
need to reevaluate for this next year, but for this year we'll stick to that.
No.
It couldn't come out in 2017, right?
Yes.
Right.
Otherwise,
But, however, for next year, if you play Wolfenstein 2 on the Switch, are you going to count that as a 2018 game?
yes,
Because it
it released on the Switch.
Yes.
came out in 2017.
No, but like we
it's
said,
a
though,
27.
it's a different game.
It is a
Okay,
2017 game.
If I played it on a PS4, that yes, it's a 2017 game. But if
But is
they
it
play it on a
20?
Switch,
It's
So
a
okay,
different-
it's a
okay.
different
it's a
game.
different
so-
system.
And a different game.
So spoilers, mild spoilers then.
Yes,
If the game that I'm giving my Game of the Year award to
yes,
came out this year,
yes.
Yes.
but the original release date was 2016.
Correct. You're good. As long as it came out on.
Depends
as
on
long
which
as you're giving
system
it to
it
that
came out
system.
for.
So like, if my game of the year was Stardew
But
Valley,
it still came out last year on the same
but if
system.
Stardew Valley on the Switch came out, because I hate Stardew Valley on the PC. I think I've played 10 minutes. I've put in more than 40 hours. Of
But I'm saying like if this game that I'm
Yes.
came out last year,
yes.
What system did it come out?
PS4,
Okay, and when did it come out on a PS4?
September 2016.
Okay, so that's
It's
an
an
old
old
game.
game.
However, its official release in North America was here. It's when it's in 2017.
When did you play it?
2017.
Did
It came out in 2016. If I wanted to play it, I could have played it last year. Like I said, we need to reevaluate this for next year,
I think it's whatever system it comes out on.
which is the same system I'm playing it on right now.
When it
You know which game
but
it
if it's
is.
but it's
I
yeah,
figure I know which game it is.
But if,
But
it's
it came out-
if it's the North American release came
Yes.
out on certain
But
system,
it's the same game. It's
doesn't
literally
matter.
the same game.
It
We need
doesn't
to
matter.
we need to talk about this for next year.
Yes, but then if we lived in
we're
Japan,
going into something else.
okay,
like
but
I
if it
said-
could be in Japan, you could have it could be your game of 2016 and not your game of 2017 because it came out in 2016.
If you bought it in the Japan,
If you
one,
got it in North America and it came out 2017, it's a 2017 game.
Right, but originally came out in
Doesn't
2016.
Nope. In
It's
North
when-
America, it came out in 2017. I hope not.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Signature is my best old
say it
game.
real quick. Okay.
Yeah. What was yours?
Pokemon Go.
Come on,
Surprise.
Pancake.
And then Hearthstone.
Yeah.
And then still playing Heroes of the Storm, some StarCraft.
Heroes of the Storm made it onto my short list.
That didn't even make my short list. My short list was a weird short list.
Yeah.
Hello, you are very cute, but you are in the way.
I totally would have put Mario Kart 8 on mine, but
Yeah. I would have.
You could have if you played it on the Wii U.
I did not play it on the Wii U.
We're not getting into this again. we are not getting into this right
Because I
now.
want to add that to my list too. Because, yeah, Mario Kart. Anywho. Yeah, Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Blizzard stuff.
yeah.
Blizzard games.
Blizzard games. Other than Diablo.
Yeah,
But did
that
we
was
not
a good one.
Diablo
I was
hard
gonna
at
say
the
you
beginning
guys
of the
you guys
year?
got
We did.
really
Diablo
hard.
3,
We
yeah.
did.
You guys went really hard.
But then we
didn't you?
stopped.
Well, that's because you guys
Because we
finished
finished
the
Because it
season.
gets old, yeah.
Well, you guys finished the
We finished season 10.
Yeah. Well, it was good, yeah.
But that's
Blizzard
what I mean.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that was my problem with this one, was I'm like, like, I played some games. Yes.
Yeah.
Pissed
You
off
hardcore
later.
played some games.
Right, and then you'll...
Would you
Hard
consider
stuff.
The Forest an old game, or
Yes,
is that
it
a
came out-
developing
Oh yeah,
game?
totally. That came out. Well,
Now-
all right, hold on. It's an early access
Technically,
game.
it hasn't come out
It
yet.
released in early access in 2015.
But it's
after
not a 1.0 build.
2014.
It's not a 1.1.
So the
not really
current
there.
state of the game is,
That's
yes, an
canon.
old
You
game.
can't.
But it's
say
not
it.
1.0.
But
It's not 1.0.
so when it officially releases, it could become your
Yes.
game of the year.
If it ever does.
If it ever
If it
comes
ever
to
comes
1.0.
out.
Like PUBG, this is the year for it to
Yeah.
be game of the year.
Yeah.
That's their fault for
That's their
releasing so
fault.
close to the end of the year.
No, that was a tactical move for them.
It was.
Yeah.
They didn't need to.
They shouldn't have gone to 1.0 that quick.
No.
They didn't need to.
They should have kept
I don't think they were ready.
because the Forest
As
made my
PUBG
short list.
Oh, nice.
Because I'm like, we have been playing
have
the
been
Forest and
playing
enjoying
a
the
lot.
Forest, and I checked the release date, and I'm like, this game is like
A billion
old.
years old.
3 or 4 years old. What the heck?
Yeah.
So,
Now that, to be fair, they've been updating like
They have
stupid
been.
in the last.
And that's how you
year.
do it in early access.
they're
Yeah.
at 0.72 or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So that's what I mean. Like they've been updating enough in the last little bit where it's like, you know, they added ziplines, and we're like, woo, ziplines!
Right.
And
So-
elevators.
And elevators, and they fixed the elevators
Fix the elevator.
so that we
They
couldn't
did.
do what we did the first time, where we took the elevator up and then fell down and couldn't get the
Get
elevator back.
The elevator back.
That's not how elevators work.
Well, technically, because at first it was not an elevator, it was a
Crane.
crane
They called it
system.
crane system.
But at the same time, I'm sitting there going, any competent person would have the rope off the side of the
And
crane
you could just
so that they could manufacture it back down the pulley. Like, a
Yeah.
pulley works
Yeah.
by...
When we used it, when I played it with you guys, it worked fairly well.
Only because we built that... We had to build a staircase
built
back
the
to the
staircase
top.
back to the
Oh,
top.
that's right.
Because we fell off at first trying to build up there.
They were like,
Our base is
damn
much
it.
better now. We have restarted. With our knowledge that we have now...
Usually that's what happens in those building style games.
And that's
Yeah,
the worst
but-
part about that game is like we'll build a fairly cool base and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden we're like, you know, we don't play for a bit and then a new update comes out and it's like, let's just restart.
Let's just
We can do
restart.
better than we did before.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of the good thing about those, like,
And yeah. And you know, like I have no need to actually play there's a story in,
yeah.
in the Forest.
I just want
I
to
have
build
no
shit
need
and see
to
if
find
it
my son.
withstands attack.
Yeah, I don't
He's
think.
out there somewhere.
Yeah, when
Living
I
with cannibals, he's fine.
when
I
I
take care of him.
when I booted into the game, you guys were like, we'll just build stuff. I'm like, but I want to read things. Don't need to read things.
Don't,
Read.
Just read your notebook to how to build things. That's all you need to
I know
read.
that notebook at the last update got like
it's
Wee-wee.
nicer now. Nicer now. So.
Yeah, cool.
But that is my old game.
Your Blizzard.
Blizzard stuff.
Yeah. And the Forest.
Planet Coaster.
Yeah, that came out in 2016. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that coming out a little while back.
Yeah, it's got some fresh DLC and you have to pay for the DLC, but
But it's gotten a lot of fresh coats of paint lately, so
it's gotten enough. Like it just got the Adventure Pack DLC, which has
it's a.
Sup
Hey!
I can't see the name from here.
Seth Online.
Hello.
Hi.
It's gotten a fresh coat of paint, like with the DLC. So like the Adventure Pack came with 300 or so
For sure.
set pieces, some new rides, that kind of stuff. On top of that, though, if something does come out that affects the overall like park, it just comes out as an update. So like they added vandalism to the game, so you have to hire security guards. That's free.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've changed some of the mechanics as to like, whoa, when you sell hats, you can change which hats you sell and what you call the hat and that kind of stuff. That was free.
They even
can-
updated like the building mechanics of the game too.
certain
haven't they?
building mechanics.
so.
Even on the rides, you can set an option so you can change the car on the coaster.
Oh.
So that was people's problem because in Roller Coaster Tycoon
Yeah.
and all those games, you could say like, okay, I want to build a steel coaster, but I want to put like a
This
minecart
kind
on
of
it.
yeah.
You couldn't do that in Planet Coaster.
Nice.
So they've given you the option, but even when you click the option, they go, by the way, your roller coaster might look stupid because this cart is not programmed to go with.
And so there might be some collision issues.
So that's
or
what they
just
said. It's like there could be some collision issues where it looks a little goofy, or
clipping through the wall or something
it could
like that.
clip through stuff. But if you want your roller coaster to look a specific way, then this is how you do it. So
Okay.
they've made some generally good improvements. Can you stop biting me? That'd be super,
By the
dog.
bone.
Bony.
Ah. So yes, Planet Coaster is my game. The Forest
a
was
good
on
game.
my list, and Animal Crossing for the 3DS, the new Leaf,
Ah, yes. I
was
did
on my
that.
list.
Tharsis was on my short list.
Oh yeah,
Tharsis, I played a lot. I played that game a lot.
yeah.
Have you guys ever played it before? I think you've played it.
I've
Yes,
You-
that's the spaceship
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
you played it at least once,
Yeah.
I think. Basically, you are 4 crew members on a spaceship to Mars. It's sort of like an exploratory mission, but for some reason your ship keeps breaking down. And it's actually a turn-based board game. And
Oh.
you need to make rolls to basically fix portions of your ship. And each crew member has a speciality. So the captain's really good at giving other players extra dice. Or the medic will be able to heal people. Or, there's like 10 or 15 different kind of crew members. But the idea is that you're always going to be running low on food, and you can always resort to cannibalism
Yep.
to basically
Your crew members?
yeah,
Yep.
and which gives you more dice to help fix the ship.
But less people.
Less people,
Ah.
or on top of that, if one of the players eats one of the crew members eats another crew member, their morale starts dropping, so they become less effective in other things.
Now, to be fair, you start with a dead body you can eat.
Yes, you can. I choose not to. Some rounds I go through and I just go right into it, the dead body.
I'm gonna eat this.
And yeah, like it does affect morale a little bit, but what affects it way more when you're rolling the dice, they are white. But if one of the crew members eats a dead body, their dice becomes bloody.
Oh.
So it's very visual to remind you ate human
This
on
is
this
where this
trip
dice
on
came
this
from.
trip to Mars.
We could eat people in the forest.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Then you
That's a
become
game
a
that I
cat.
wish
Nothing
came
you
out on the
fight off.
Switch, just because it's such a good 10-minute game,
Sure.
Yeah.
and it's
it
very
is.
it's very tap friendly. On top of that, so
Yeah.
it's a cool game. Like I said, that was really close on my short list. I played that game a lot. What can?
That's not a game. Don't worry. We're
It's in
not
a,
real
it's in a
cannibals.
game that made a short list for 2017 old game.
Good old eating people.
No. Yeah, don't do it.
Seeing in the forest, like our base right now, wherever we landed, we went out to the ocean first, and we're like, oh, crud. Because we couldn't make fresh water.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, so there's a slight
Rainwater.
bit of panic. Well, no, so we caught the turtles that we needed to catch rainwater, but then it needs to rain. So we're sitting
Which
there,
it doesn't always.
which it doesn't always. So we're like, oh man. So we kind of rushed inland and stumbled on another, like a tent, like tents and stuff. And then we're like, okay. And then right next to there is a pond, and we're like,
It was the oasis.
dang, yeah, it's pretty much our oasis because deer congregate there like crazy. Like
Yeah, it's
we've
water.
never
I'm
seen
good.
before though.
But that makes sense though if there's water.
It usually does. We've built by tiny things of water before. Never this many deer. I can kill like 6 a day if I need to, and I don't because I'm like one day they will run out. I will preserve this food source and only kill one a day. But then the
Mass
stream,
genocide.
but then the stream also replenishes the fish, or not the stream but the pond. So each day we wake up, you have to eat.
Yeah. And we
So
have food galore.
Yeah, so we eat, and we have what 4 drying racks filled with meat that we
We
could
will
just
never
eat.
go hungry.
We will never go hungry in that game ever.
We're thirsty.
Or thirsty because
We have
fresh,
5
We have
pots.
5 pots because it keeps respawning at the park every time.
Apparently
we log in.
2.
There can only be 1. There's 2 of us in the forest. There could be 8 of us in the forest.
There can be.
I still want to try know enough people who play the forest to start a map in the forest and give everybody 5 minutes
And go kill each other?
to just go somewhere else on the map, separate yourselves or start alliances with other people.
Yeah.
I'd be dead instantly.
And have war.
And build your thing, and then have war between you. Like, never mind the cannibals who can and will show up. Like, it's part of the challenge is you have to fight them off.
You
The
join
other
them.
part is
You
you
get
have to
an
fight
army.
off the other people.
Oh yeah, I'd be dead in a minute.
You
get-
can build catapults in this game.
Yeah.
You make an alliance
Yeah, I'd
with
put
the
myself in that
cannibals.
catapult just to see how far it goes.
Wario, I choose. Okay.
Cool.
He was talking about Pokemon, though.
He was.
That's true. Hello. Okay, cool.
Biggest news drop.
News drops.
You're starting.
Oh, I start!
Yes, we're rotating.
Mine's pretty.
Yeah,
I went with something pretty obvious for this one. Disney buys
did too.
Fox.
Me too.
That's what I did.
Oh, okay. Yahtzee.
Yahtzee.
That's how it works, right?
Yep.
4 in a row.
We win.
Yahtzee?
5 in a row, but you know.
Oh, I don't. I've
Close
never,
enough.
I've never played Yahtzee.
There's
Yahtzee.
only 4 dice in this game we're playing,
I've
so
never played Yahtzee.
I figured that was the biggest
We
news. I
win.
couldn't even think of other.
Well,
like,
it's just that there was other news, but this one eclipses
It
so
just-
many
it was
things
so
at
big.
once.
It just.
It affects the movie industry. It affects the TV. It affects businesses. It affects.
It depends what you
Video
consider
games,
big news.
Stocks, finances.
It
It
affects-
affects the world.
It does affect video games. It does affect video games.
Well, like I was even looking
So-
at it though, like I mean, you can consider the Switch success as big news. Not that it wasn't surprising, but it was it's
Switch
big.
lineup, Switch, yep,
How
Switch,
it keeps
yep.
breaking
else did I-
records, how it
Yep.
keeps doing all that.
Nope, that's a good
It
one.
could-
And Nintendo's
And I think I
back.
didn't think of that because it was my biggest surprise.
Yeah, it's surprisingly some of the big news drops shared similar interests with the hottest mess as well.
And that's the other piece is the hottest
So-
mess was like the net
This-
neutrality thing was huge news in the States.
Yes, visceral closing
Was pretty big news.
Yeah.
But Fox buying
Loot
Disney buying
crates.
Fox is Disney buying Fox is
That eclipses-
monumental.
That is just
Eclipse-
crazy big.
huge.
It's a $52 billion news drop. Like
I thought it was like 60.
it's worth that much.
Oh.
They paid 52.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
And the fact that again, like we've talked about this,
Yeah.
ad nauseum, but the fact that Disney is just like, okay, 52.
They rule the world.
Yeah, like in about half. We'll get that back in about a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they made
will.
so now they've released after the opening weekend of The Last Jedi, they have now made over $4 billion. Lucas's like that deal that they made with Lucas is now paid off
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
3 movies.
Yeah. So think what they can do
That
with
is
the rest of
nuts.
their properties, right?
Never mind an Indiana Jones movie planned, at least the Han Solo movie, the Kenobi
Another
movie,
one, yeah.
and Star Wars Episode 9.
Right.
Like, just counting Star Wars, that's 3 more movies.
And-
which,
okay.
if it follows his track
And then
record,
they're-
is another
And to be fair,
And
$4
continuous.
billion dollars.
And then I'll make another 3 movies.
And here's
they
the
said,
crazy
for the
part
Star
about
Wars.
this: if Battlefront 2 did not explode the way it did, it would have made them even more money.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like that Battlefront 2 was on the road to success until
And that lost EA a ton of money.
yes.
I forgot what
What's
the
the
report
price
was on
at
that
now
one.
for that game?
It's at $40. Like, you can pay $40,
$40.
but like they lost in stock value like $3 billion.
Yeah, like if you went to Targets and Walgreens and stuff in the States on Black Friday, like the Friday after it came out, it was the only game on the shelf.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah. So, no,
That's
Disney
unanimous.
buys Fox
Disney-
is the
that was
unanimous
quick.
choice
That was quick.
for
That was
biggest
quick.
news
That was
drop.
quick.
That would, to be honest, that didn't surprise me.
We don't have we
Popcorn
have
is
chips.
delicious.
We have chips
Fuck.
and ice and Coke.
Yeah, that's it.
I've been cut off from ice
For a little bit anyway.
because it's too cold.
Yeah, you need
Thanks,
to.
Seth. Look, that Seth is fact checking for us.
Exactly.
Thank you. And also,
Thanks, Seth.
8.5%, huge.
A lot of money.
For a company like EA, that's big.
Massive. Like you think it's small, but. that-
And again, if it's our company that lost 8.5%,
Oh no!
Oh, that's like a couple
2
pennies.
cents.
Yeah.
Whee!
Like, we don't deal. They don't deal in our they don't deal in pennies.
yeah. So, and this just looking at the whole, I had it on my phone at one point, but just what Disney already owned and what they were worth, plus now the $60 million or $60 billion worth of properties that they bought from Fox, is huge.
Yeah. And now that they actually own the full rights to Star Wars, is
Full release rights to Star Wars,
The crazy thing about that is we could see a theatrical release of A New Hope.
and then
That'd be
and just all the news that followed that. So Bob Iger saying Deadpool staying rated R for the MCU
yeah,
is big.
that was my
There's
that was my
just-
concern, and the fact that they're totally gonna if fans want it, we will keep it that way. And it's like, yes, you guys know.
You guys understand.
Yes.
Yes, I'm just explaining what we're doing.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome. So
Okay.
shall
I got it. As soon as Oreo showed up, I understood.
Yeah.
shall we?
Next one. What is the next one?
Disappointing movie of the
Is
year.
it movie? Okay.
Movie
Right.
first.
Movie.
Go, Tony. It's you.
Okay, so just to preface this, I'm a
Yes.
lot like you, but the opposite, in terms of like
Movie
you
or
don't,
games. Yeah.
I don't watch a movie because if I know that it's going to be bad, even on Netflix, if I know a movie's going south, I'm like, no,
You'd still watch it.
no, I turn it off.
That's fine. That's still you've
seen
given,
parts of it.
Yeah, you've given it the
No.
old college try.
Sure did.
But I haven't seen it all the way to the end. So for me, a lot of the film.
Oh yes.
See, I never saw the Emoji Movie.
Yeah,
I
I
can't-
did. I did.
So
I expected that to be disappointing.
full disclosure, the stuff that we talk about has to be stuff that at least we've seen or played. So,
Sure.
and again, full disclosure, just because I've named this as my most disappointing movie doesn't mean it's a bad movie.
Okay.
Thor Ragnarok.
Whoa.
It was not the movie that I thought
Really?
I was going to enjoy.
Interesting.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's just not
I went the opposite direction. Of
like
this one.
There's a lot of ice in here.
it was just it wasn't. I liked it as a movie, but what I was expecting out of it.
Yeah.
And no one ever watches our channel again.
No, this is how you. This is
my
how
controversy.
Controversy. If
This is all Tony's doing right now. He really likes that movie.
If Eminem has taught me anything, controversy without me. Come on. But yeah, I'll watch Thor again just to give it another chance.
Absolutely.
But in terms of what my expectations of a Marvel movie it's
didn't meet your
definitely
expectations.
on the bottom right now. Like,
So Doctor Strange lower than Thor.
no, I love Doctor Strange. Only
And I like
I would put
Doctor
Doctor Strange ahead of Thor.
Ragnarok?
I
Yeah.
really liked Thor
I like Thor
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
I really, really enjoyed that.
I liked it for the fact that it was the best Thor movie.
That it was.
Although that bar is
That's
really low.
It'd be hard to pick my
So.
lowest one for Marvel, but
See, and rewatch, like Iron Man 2. I know people liked Iron Man 2. They're talking to the thing.
Thank you.
That's what we do.
Um,
Like, I just watched Iron Man 2 again.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Thor
it's-
2?
I mean, Iron Man.
Thor 2 better than Thor 1.
Iron Man 3 would probably be way down there.
Iron Man 3, you have to think of it as a bigger picture.
No.
But then you have
No.
to think of everything as a bigger picture.
Exactly.
That's the
So,
big piece here.
But
is-
like as a standalone
No,
movie,
because-
yes, it's terrible.
Because Iron Man 3 came out before that short, and it
Yeah.
totally messed up the Mandarin.
Yes.
That's what.
Yeah.
That's what threw
That's
me off.
true.
But the thing is, you have to.
ruin the Mandarin.
The director said they filmed those sequences back to back, so he always had that in mind, which
But
is the
they-
crazy
but they
thing.
tell us.
Right? They didn't tell us,
You
which
don't
is
have to tell us everything.
no.
But it ranks
yes.
Iron Man 3 because of the way they did it.
Yes, it totally retcons that entire movie. It 100% retcons
Pretty
that
much.
entire movie.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's not that Iron Man 3 was a bad movie because the Mandarin wasn't actually.
That's what bugged me.
No,
about it, though.
my problem with Iron Man 3 was
If we're continuing
it was Iron Man
disappointment,
minus
that
Iron
would be
Man.
a disappointment.
I get that piece.
But yeah, like in regards to like I was expecting way more out of that movie, and I think maybe personally I was overhyped for it,
Maybe.
Maybe.
just because I was like, this is it. This is the Thor movie that's gonna make me love Thor, and in a way it does, but in the other ways, I loved it for its Hulk stuff. I liked the Planet Hulk stuff more than I liked Thor. So
Well, we try. This is the most organized we've been, I think.
Thanks. It's the advertising we have problems with. If you like us, tell other people.
share the video. Get them to watch right now.
And
Yeah.
tune
We're live.
Wow.
Wait, what?
in.
They're a subscriber now.
Oh,
it hasn't updated. Awesome. Awesome.
I can explain some of my short list stuff later, but
That was an interesting choice.
I dig that choice. It's a good choice.
I
You know,
only because like again, I don't say that it's a bad movie because I don't watch
just
It's just
expect
what you found.
all the movies that I've watched this year. I've actually had a really good time with.
oh, see, I have one movie that was absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
So that was my thing. Like,
See, on that note, I'd say Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
oh, see, that's
because it didn't hit the right notes to me.
Oh, see,
I could agree.
See, yeah, I want to.
Like, the best part
If we're gonna get that, like, we're gonna go there.
I almost
yeah.
want to put it lower
See,
than Ragnarok.
Inversely, I think
Right.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is my favorite Marvel movie so far.
See, in Guardians of the Galaxy,
I loved
1
everything about that
was-
film.
Yeah.
It hit the right beats. It hit the right.
Thank
no.
you.
Thank you.
You
Thanks
guys
for giving us
rock.
shout outs.
Yeah.
Shout out of your windows.
That you
On
know what
social
it'll
media.
do. It'll do about the same as
What we do.
what we do.
It'll make me feel loved again.
Shout out.
I mean,
Brian needs love.
we need to have a separate discussion.
You need more ice.
yeah.
But yeah, I think Guardians Volume 2 is my favorite Marvel movie so far.
See, but that's where Marvel is fun because in all honesty, they are good films.
It's such a
Yeah.
discussion. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it just comes down
that's
to,
a
yeah.
whole different, like, what's your favorite Marvel? What's your least favorite Marvel movie? But in terms of films that I've seen this year, like,
yeah.
Okay.
I've
No,
seen
that makes sense. I'm
Interesting.
with you.
So-
I'm just I dig it.
So-
I never even thought to go in that
Cool.
direction. I'm just like I saw a crappy movie. This
pretty much that's how it works. But you'll appreciate my disappointment is
Give
Thank you. Thank you.
my disappointment would be Death Note. Really.
See,
It was
I did
this.
not see a single second of that.
See,
I
for me-
cannot give it to it. Yes.
But for me, that
Yeah.
going in, I don't know, I've never watched the anime,
Yes.
so I don't know what going in to expect. And just the premise of it was interesting.
Yes, you're correct.
and just the whole thing was
Now, was that a movie or was it a
was a movie.
miniseries for Netflix?
It was a
It was in a
movie.
It was a movie?
Yeah,
Okay.
a
All
Netflix
right, all
movie.
right. All right.
that's why when you guys started talking about disappointing movies, I'm like, okay, that's easy.
Doesn't
yeah,
excuse
just hit up Netflix and
doesn't
I
excuse
didn't
it.
even have to. I
But
just- But I mean, I think I went into it just
set
kind of-
degrees.
With fire.
With
fire.
strongly
I agree.
agrees.
Now
I
I
would-
know this.
Yeah. I strongly agree with that.
I have-
I think
I have
yes,
strong
saw
opinions
it.
about that.
And I was like,
Just the acting in that was
yeah.
I have strong opinions
Brutal.
about that entire process. I love the anime.
See, and I know nothing about the anime,
Yep.
which is
Yeah.
like to be
Yeah,
fair.
sure.
I went in, yeah, same. I went in blind.
But that's one of those Netflix things that just kind of like, you know, it never hit my lists. It never hit because I barely ever go further than I hate
It
to
was
say
actually
this, but
my feature.
and it didn't ever for me. Like just because like I get the comedy specials up there constantly
Yeah.
because I watch them. Like it does. It knows what you watch because obviously like my wife's
Yeah, yeah.
Netflix is
And ratings. I have gone into
Yeah.
the actual website and
Yeah,
rated
me
a
too.
lot of things, and so
even after they changed the bloody rating system. I went back
Yeah.
in
I
and
went
started.
before.
Yeah.
I haven't done it since.
Yeah, I
but
don't like the
The thumbs up and the
Yeah.
I started
That's not-
doing that.
That's not quite as accurate anymore.
You just have to be very. If you just found a movie, you have to.
You have
You
to
have to say
thumbs
down.
it down. Yeah. You have to like really like it.
Yeah.
It should be 4 or
That's how
5
the-
stars.
that's
then
how the
thumbs it.
new-
That's not how
rating
I
system
feel
works.
about movies or
They're-
TV shows.
right. But I mean,
If I would watch it again, then yes, it would. Yeah.
Yeah.
but like Power Rangers is on Netflix.
I
Yeah.
would absolutely.
Oh, I would.
That was that.
I've been
Like,
meaning
the
to
new
watch
Power
that
Rangers
again.
is
that
on
was,
Netflix.
That was my
Yeah.
It-
runner-up for surprise. Like,
And I'm sitting there going like,
So
this is
good.
on here? Because I never go past like, you should be watching this or my list. I'm just or like continue
I told
watching
my
because
brother.
usually continue watching is Brooklyn Nine-Nine and I'm just like, yep. And then it gets to season 4 and then I switch to Google Play Movies and watch season 5 and then I switch back to episode 1 and do it all over.
All over
I
again.
told, I
See, I
told
do
my
that with How I
brother
Met
to
Your Mother.
But it's
How
is
Much
it still on
Fun
net?
Oh yeah, all 9 seasons.
Is it still there?
Oh yeah.
I thought it was leaving at some
Yeah, I
point.
thought
You-
How I Met Your
America.
Mother was gone.
Is it just America?
Oh.
Because yeah, my wife and I have got through all that because she's like, I never finished this show, and I'm like, oh.
Oh boy, let me give
Well, no. So we got to the end, and I'm just like, the last episode, you're just like
watching her.
watching her watch
Yeah.
watch the show. Like,
Does she like this? Does she like this?
I'm like, what'd you think at the end? And she went, that's where
was
I expected it to kind of go.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, not necessarily in that
Sequence.
in that sequence, but that's he has to end up with her, and I'm just like, okay, cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would be my biggest movie disappointment.
Based on his comments, I have to change my answer to
Oh.
Death Note.
You watched it?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm not the only
I
one,
was
I'm
gonna
glad.
go back. To
Oh no, I fully agree with you guys. I just refuse to watch it.
I totally forgot about that movie. That's how disappointed I was.
What was your original one?
So I was gonna go back to the whole monster universe with Universal and
With
say
Mummy.
the Mummy.
Oh yeah.
I wanted that to be something.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
I think
I
all of us-
love the classic monster movies.
I think a little bit of everybody wanted it to be something more than what it
yeah,
was.
and that thoroughly disappointed me. But Death Note thoroughly disappointed me as well.
Yeah.
And
can't
I
believe-
completely agree.
I still can't believe that movie came out
Yeah.
or even got thought up. Well, everyone saw the
No problemo.
Okie
We will
dokie.
see you soon.
Thanks
Bye.
for yeah. See you soon.
But yeah, I thoroughly agree with your Death Note. I saw that and I was like,
Well, I mean, they tried to do it with. There was another English
Well, it wasn't
edition,
until-
wasn't there?
There was one before that. I think.
Yeah.
oh, I never saw
There
that.
was
It
another
wasn't
one.
until Nick said he was gonna look through his Netflix. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember watching that, and
Yeah.
it bugged you that I watched that.
Well, it bugs me that it exists more so than anything.
I did like how good. I don't remember his name.
Okay,
William Dafoe.
bye Oriel.
Yes, William Dafoe. That.
But he's a
what
good
is-
actor.
Yeah.
He's a good actor. He can almost do no wrong.
Yeah, but to be
could've.
fair, there are good actors.
But he
in
wasn't
crap.
the problem
Yeah.
with
Right.
that movie.
Right.
He wasn't. Yeah, he was not.
Exhibit
the
A,
problem.
Michael Fassbender in every movie now.
Yeah.
But William
And-
Dafoe was not the problem in that movie.
No, everything else is.
Pretty much.
No, I totally agree with you with that.
Yes.
I just can't put it on mine because I don't
'Cause
want to
it's-
give it any. I don't want to give it my bandwidth. I don't have an issue with bandwidth, and I don't want to give it to it.
Oh, man, I watch so many good things on Netflix.
And see, that's the thing. Like,
So-
I know when I see something, I was like, yes, I'm going to enjoy this.
I'm just going through my list like, oh yeah.
If I could, I would put Black Mirror onto mine, but it's a show.
It's a show.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
show, but it's.
We
so-
should have done show. We could have done show.
We could have
Yeah,
done
that
feel-
show.
yeah. Yeah.
Easily.
Yep.
Biggest disappointing movie I got for free.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
So Google Play Movie every once in a while gives you a movie for
This-
free.
I'm trying. I think you've
I
talked
know
about.
this is
it,
the
but I
I
can't
have.
remember what it was.
Amityville: The Awakening.
Oh.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Yep.
That
I thought it was
awkward,
something
like,
different,
meta
but-
movie, right?
Now, yes, a very awkward. Oh, you rock.
Oh, thanks so much, man.
Woohoo!
Thanks, dude. We can do the same back, you know.
We'll do
we're
it back.
totally, we're
Give-
down for that
drop
kind of
a,
business.
drop your Twitter handle or an Instagram handle.
Yeah, we'll
Give you a follow, like, and
we'll follow and like you and all that jazz, because we're down for that. But either way, Amityville: The Awakening.
I can. Yes.
Okay, so like the original Amityville Horror, good movie for what it was back in its, you know.
Was it Ryan Reynolds?
No, there was one before that.
There's one, yeah.
Like old movie, like Psycho age kind of.
Okay.
They did an Amityville horror movie. It's for what it is back in the day, you know. Ah, you're the best.
Sweet.
I will
We'll get
follow.
those in a second.
We will. So Amityville, and then the Ryan Reynolds one,
I'll
which
do that right now.
I thought was good.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed
Yep.
that one, and a lot of people didn't.
No
That's-
problemo.
Yeah, no problems. Like a lot of people didn't, so that was part of it. I get it. I enjoyed the Ryan Reynolds one. Well, this is like now the 5th movie in the franchise, and
Yeah.
it goes meta. So they're legitimately watching the Amityville horror movies in the Amityville house, and while stuff is going
It's
on.
going on.
Right.
Like, and they go like, do you want like the 60s version, or do you want the remake? And they're like, oh, the remake's never as good. And you're like, you're pretty much basing your film off the remake.
Exactly.
You are remaking your own remake. It's it got really meta
And of course, this was pretty much made for direct to
Video.
video film, so it
yeah.
was
Based off what you've described, it
And I'm
sounds
okay with campy horror. Like that's my thing.
Yeah.
like,
I like horror. I like
Friday
campy
the
horror.
13th.
Friday the
Yeah,
13th
Friday the
movies are
13th.
fantastic.
Jason movie. Jason's.
Jason Takes Manhattan
Yeah.
is a like gold mine of class and like,
Oh, really?
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because you have to go into it going, the moron's gonna go into a limo in like you have to watch it at least twice just to be like you. The first time you go, what did they do to Jason? Then you watch
Hell.
it again going,
Freddy Krueger even.
yeah.
Elm
Well, he
Street.
always
Freddy Krueger was
he
always-
always stayed pretty creepy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, they were campy at the beginning. Like
Yes.
his arm stretches out, and you can
The
tell
wall.
like it's a spring inside of a thing.
But yeah, campy horror movies.
Campy's fine.
There,
But when you try to make a serious horror film and don't spend the money to get good production quality,
Yeah.
because that's where the Ryan Reynolds movie did well, is it had the production quality to it. So it's like, okay, this isn't the greatest horror movie known to man, but it's a nice looking, well done, fits into its box. Amityville Awakening did not. So I was just like, and I watched the whole bloody thing because I'm like,
do you realize that this year there was a new Rings movie and it also underperformed drastically?
yeah.
Yeah.
Which
And
again is
was
not
it Rings
surprising.
or was it
Rings.
Rings? Yeah.
Rings.
It
Yeah.
underperformed drastically. It was
Okay,
really-
because The Ring was good.
yes.
The
was-
Ring
yeah.
2 was junk.
Mhm.
Even with good production value, the story sucked.
Yeah.
That
Because here's the problem. The Ring 1 was great because it ends with, it doesn't end.
Yeah.
yeah.
They save the kid,
Mm-hmm.
but
but it
the
leaves it
horror
open.
is still there.
But the horror is still out there, which is how a good horror movie
Right.
should end.
Yeah.
Then The Ring 2, they're like, oh, solve the problem.
Yeah.
There's that Japanese movie we need to watch. I think I need to try and watch. I don't know.
The
what it
Grudge.
is.
Grunge
Grudge-
versus The Ring.
Yes.
Oh.
Dead
I-
Note?
no, no. No, Grunge versus
Samaria.
yeah. Like did that movie come out this year or was it last year?
Last year, I think.
Last year. So there must be some dubbed English.
Because
version
again,
somewhere.
The Grudge 1, good film.
Oh, yes.
Grudge 2, crap.
Not so good.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's my problem with... Like, that's where the Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th movies actually do a fairly good job is...
They know they're aging.
No, but all they
Well,
have
not
to
as
do
that.
is have Jason come back and kill people.
Yeah.
And someone kills Jason at the end.
And then he comes back.
But he comes back! 'Cause that's the magic of Jason. Like, you never get rid of Jason. It makes you afraid of going to
Everyone.
the
Freddy,
campground.
Jason, Michael.
Right.
Everyone.
Yeah.
They come back. That's the
All of
point.
them.
See, and even I liked...
Freddy vs. Jason was great.
that was great.
Yep.
Because it didn't take itself too seriously.
And but that's the piece. Like, Jason Takes Manhattan, you can't take seriously as a Jason movie. They got to that
I
point
still
where
have
you're
to
just
watch
like,
that one.
I will say that when I first watched Predator 2, I thought that was a really weird, like campy
Yep.
movie. But then
Yeah.
and then it turned into something a little bit better than that.
yeah.
It's like, why is the Predator in a concrete jungle? Oh, jungle.
Oh,
Jungle.
jungle.
And then when I realized, it's like, oh, it's still jungle.
Yeah.
Why can't I think of the Rob Zombie's Halloween movies
Yes.
where they
yeah.
do kill off. Spoilers if you haven't seen them, but they're old now,
They
so
do
don't care.
kill
But
him.
they kill Michael Myers, but his sister all of a sudden, like they tease it that she's going to take over
She's gonna
the
take the
mantle and
mantle.
start killing people, and you're just
Yeah.
like, oh my god! And then
Well,
the
even
studio
those-
was like, we're not doing any more of your movies.
Yeah.
They're a little too weird
Well, even
for
the
us. And I'm
Scream-
like,
Well, even the Scream movies, the original ones, were
Yeah.
really
Number
spooky.
4 actually wasn't terrible.
Like they were,
Yeah.
those were
Yeah.
really good.
But either way.
in terms of what they did,
Yeah.
I digress. Amityville Awakening is
opposite
my-
of good
is the opposite of good.
of that genre.
And you think, and you really don't need a huge budget for an Amityville movie.
Yeah.
Sorry
A
to
house.
say, a house.
A house.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, that house is probably a set that's built somewhere already, so it's pretty cheap.
Yeah. You just
Like-
gotta go back.
I
You
mean,
just
look
need
at
to build a good story around the house.
look at what they did with Cabin in the Woods.
Sure.
Yeah.
They used the same cabin from
Yeah.
can't think of the
Evil
name.
Dead.
Yeah,
Evil Dead, yeah.
They use the same,
Exactly,
at least outside of it. Inside, they probably use a different set.
They probably used
Oh,
a
probably,
set,
yeah.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
but
But that was
the
a very
outside-
simple set.
Yeah,
but
but
again,
the outside was the same.
Yeah.
like that's the thing. Good storytelling will take you so far. And Amityville Awakening, again,
it
it's
had
like-
that issue.
do you guys know there's like 14 Land Before Times?
Yes.
Yeah.
A few.
Yep.
There's a few.
And I only respect one.
Yeah. That's what I think. So like I sit there going, how many Amityville movies can you actually make? Because
14 apparently.
here's the story. Amityville, you go into the house, someone gets possessed and starts trying to kill people,
Yeah.
and everybody either dies
So The Shining.
or escapes. And The Shining does it really well. So,
I think Haunted take
Yeah.
more people. Shining is where you go.
Yeah.
see, and Amityville's different in the sense that the takeover is legitimately like a guy killed his family, his spirit is still there.
Yeah.
And anytime someone comes into the house and stays there for a long period of time, he finds that one person, takes them over, and does it all over again.
Right.
Shining.
But yeah.
But the thing
They
is,
still
like,
took him over.
Yeah.
I don't know if they took him over. It's just they convinced him
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
the Amityville movie.
it's such a good like horror plot point that
Sure.
it's been used so many other times before.
Exactly.
Like you look at movies like Insidious or
Yeah.
what other movies did those guys do? I can't think of it. There was another Paranormal Activity.
Paranormal Activity.
Like
Yep.
haunted house gets possessed by
The Mark
something.
Yeah. Something.
And
Dark
that,
Side.
something can be said about Paranormal Activity on how south that series went, but I still haven't seen the Ghost Dimension or whatever.
Ghost
you?
Dimension was junk.
That was me.
This?
I moved my
So-
foot. No,
But like
that's
that
not
movie,
mine
like
anymore.
Paranormal Activity went
Something
from
was touching me.
a fairly
One and-
decent,
one and
cheap-made
two.
movie.
1 and 2 were
You're
good.
welcome.
One was good. 2 was better than 1.
I thoroughly agree of that. Yes.
Sorry,
3 was
Dingy
4
distracted
was
me.
better. 4 was better.
Which one was 4?
Webcam Girl.
Yeah, that one was
Paranormal
solid.
Oh.
That
The
was
one where they
solid.
went back in time was junk.
I
The one
think
from like the 80s.
I think
that
I
was
saw
3.
I don't know. Remember if I saw
The girls were young.
I know. I just don't remember if I saw it.
Like, that movie was junk only because the technology that existed in the 80s could not make that film.
Yeah.
So you're
that's
sitting there
true.
going, like,
There's a
No,
sense of
it's possible.
disbelief.
that sense of,
Disbelief is just
you know,
gone.
security cameras doing their thing, and you're like, oh yeah. And then the guy to make like the oscillating
On the-
camera movement, he
on a
he
fan.
broke a fan and
Which
put
makes-
it on the oscillator, and you're like,
Okay,
cool.
that's clever.
But here's my problem. One, a VHS tape only holds
Like 30 minutes maybe back then.
1 to 2 hours if you had a
Yeah,
decent
2
tape.
hours maybe.
And on top of that, a battery pack.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You plug it in.
And those
That-
battery
you
packs were
couldn't.
honking huge.
Like
Yeah,
the home videos, it was battery packs. You
Yeah.
didn't plug it in. So that's my problem. I'm sitting there going like, you're
was
saying
like
that this
briefcase
thing
size
stayed up
batteries.
all night.
You got the kids to change the batteries.
The ghost was
What
changing
about
it for them.
What about the tape?
Plot twist. Plot twist. They were the ghosts.
They were the ghosts. So, but that's my problem. Is like that 3 was my problem with that one, but
Anyway.
4 was good.
Anyway.
The Mexican one was weird.
I think taken
The
by
marked
itself
ones?
by itself and not a Paranormal Activity movie would have been good. The marked ones.
the marked ones.
Like
That's
by
the
itself, it
Mexican.
would have been a good film.
Yep.
But then they had to squeeze it in.
Yep.
Is where
And then
it
Ghost
faltered.
Dimension was junk because they show the monster, and you never show the monster unless it's something that's
I've never seen.
again.
it.
Freddy
Maybe
or
I'll
Jason.
watch it.
Jaws.
It's findable.
But Jaws they used sparingly and well.
But you never
It's
really
the
see
fear
it.
of
You
the
never
unknown.
really, it's the fear of the
Yeah.
unknown that gets
Yeah.
it. Either way,
Okay, let's move it on.
What are we moving to?
Disappointing
worst
game.
disappointing game
Oh,
of
we're
the
on a low
year.
note right now.
Ooh.
Don't worry. We'll
We're on low
rise.
note right
We'll
now.
rise.
Disappointing.
Yeah, we
We'll
did
rise.
that. Now
We
we're
can
gonna,
do the
then
good
we're gonna
sandwich.
We'll end on a high.
rise
Good,
like the
bad
phoenix. Okay, Maiko.
Yes.
Yes.
Is
Go
it your
go.
go?
RBI Baseball 17 for the Switch.
Oh yes, that shit.
Oh, yes, I
I
agree.
played that shit.
I can agree with that shit.
Now here's my
I could
problem.
have said that.
Here's my problem with that
Did
game.
you purchase that shit?
No, I
No,
played
but
it.
played it.
Okay.
Here's my problem with that game is it is not hard to make a baseball game.
No.
So I've played like whatever that Mega Superstar Baseball that I
Yeah.
have on Steam.
Yeah.
I bought for $20 and was a very good baseball game.
Sure.
I should not spend $40 and get something that
I wonder
looks
if it's still
Yeah.
$40.
It is. It's still expensive. Like that's my problem. Is you sit there looking at it.
I
Going,
think it's most of it is going by the name because everyone remembers RBI baseball.
sure. Even give me like a retro game. This game
Yeah.
is like stuck somewhere. Like they tried to do a PS1 game and then just gave up.
We don't know how to use a Switch. Nintendo's like, hold my beer.
yeah. But that's like that's what I'm
Literally
sitting there
everyone
going-
else hold my beer.
So like all the problems that people had with NBA 2K18
Mhm.
that have now mostly been resolved, other than obviously the virtual currency thing, which is another thing in and of itself, is a good basketball game on the Switch. Now people complain that it's not 60 frames per second and and that makes it
But-
impossible to play.
There's so few games on the Switch that hit 60.
And here's my thing. Again, it's a sports game, and as
You're-
soon as you get used to the frames per second, you're good.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it's something that you can pick up and go everywhere.
Correct.
Yeah.
FIFA, again, for as much flack as it got on the Switch, good
Still a
game.
good game.
Like
yeah.
I can play it as a soccer. I got
invested
through a
good
whole
amount of
season.
time.
Sure.
Yeah, I invested a good amount
Like
of
if
time
you're
in that
into
game.
it, then and you enjoy it, then that's perfect.
Well, because
That's
it
all that
plays
matters.
well.
Right.
RBI Baseball 17 does not play well.
Is that?
Yeah. And Pennywise and Wonder Woman and
Falcon?
Spider-Man and the Millennium Falcon
I
and the
can't
guy
remember.
from
Chris,
Destiny 2 is up
Clyde,
there.
Chris.
Clyde.
And Tony's hanging above Mario's hat, and I'm hiding behind
I'm-
Wonder Woman,
I am.
and Brian's down by the Millennium Falcon.
I am
What's up?
Right
that.
there.
What's up?
Right there.
But yes, RBI.
Either way, RBI Baseball is
Pretty disappointing.
If I'm spending that much money for a sports game, it should play like a
It should
sports
be,
game.
yeah.
Because even like I played that with all of you,
I have never touched it. I refuse to.
but that's what I mean. Like, and at least the 2 other people who play sports games.
Yes. I don't really sports.
I'm
So
more a hockey
my
guy, but-
more. I'm okay with hockey too.
I saw it.
Yeah, I'm very limited in my sports. So
I was very
It has
excited
to
because
really
I
wow
had
me.
a console now that actually had sports games on it. Like I got soccer, I got
Basketball
basketball.
it's like you need a football game now.
and hockey.
I would really
Well,
like.
hockey
don't
game is the
need-
big piece.
You don't need
Yeah.
a football game.
Yeah, football games.
But Madden sells.
I
Madden
like,
sells.
I like football
Yeah, but
games.
It does.
It's
My
nice.
problem with Madden's it's gotten so complicated. I'm bad at football in real life and in like video games.
It's
for it.
become more of like a chess game almost. Like you have to choose the play that counters the defensive.
Isn't that how hockey works?
No, football.
Football.
Well,
That's
football
kind of
is-
how.
Football is a lot more complex in strategy.
But the video games used to be very you pick your play,
Hut.
run your play,
Sure.
and be done with it. Now it's like, the defense, it's like, oh, they're doing this play, cool. And then they
Audible.
They
Audible.
You have to audible. And at the same time, you have to audible and know what the hell you're doing. In that audible,
What's my
audible's when you
audible?
change
Turn it
the
into
play
option
on the
play.
fly.
Oh, okay. We're not listening to ebooks. Okay. We're not listening to ebooks while we're doing this. Okay.
Damn.
That's okay. And that's what I
PS4
mean.
is good,
So
yeah.
the two guys who do play sports games, along with me, like this game is just I don't
Shit.
understand how it got made.
Past quality control.
Past
Sure.
anything.
Sure.
And again, people will complain about NBA Playground. Well, we've gotten how many hours out of that game? Being
Lots.
idiots on it, but
Yeah.
like still.
That game is fun.
So that's my problem is I can buy a $20 Steam game that's a baseball game that plays way better than this piece of junk that I don't.
Yeah.
I can't even win, and it's
Yeah.
not that I'm bad at the game. The game's just
Game
impossible to.
mechanics are
Yeah, like the
sure
game
garbage.
game mechanics don't win. So either way, that's my choice. I was as soon as we said disappointing, I'm like, I've got one.
So, I don't know, I've just been playing lots of good games, but my biggest disappointment probably is Destiny 2.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I
With
can.
this-
Didn't they? Okay, can
I
you
just-
explain the experience thing going on? Like they're capping experience, right?
No.
Is how that works. Or
So-
they're-
They raised the level cap for the people who bought the
Yeah.
expansion.
So how it
no,
works
no,
is,
not that.
Oh.
They,
But what happens is to get in a certain raid, you have to have maxed your experience points. So in the first like original, it's 300. Now it's 330 or something.
no, that's not what I was talking about.
And you have to. Oh, okay.
So there is another news story floating around that people have been watching how much experience they get during
Oh,
the
yeah.
things, and
Oh.
if they ran that raid or whatever it is multiple times, they got less and less and
Yeah.
less and less and
Yes.
less experience.
Yeah, I read about
And
that too. I don't
And the
understand.
and the crazy thing about that is apparently like the developers were like, no, we're not doing that,
And Apple wasn't slowing phones down. So,
Yeah.
right? And
to
so,
each their own, I guess.
but then yeah, like,
Does anybody want ice?
no, I'm good.
I'm just gonna grab another.
Okay. I was going to say there's
We
also...
can
eggnog.
we can take a pause in a second.
No, we can keep
Yeah,
going.
we'll
We'll,
keep
we'll do it afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that was what I was reading about.
I remember reading an article, but I'm
That's-
not sure what's going on. But I remember.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it was just lots of things hitting Destiny 2 one after the other kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Well, and like I said, Eververse has taken it so a lot of the cosmetic items are only available for this select time of year.
Yeah,
And it's most of the things you use to paint
and
your,
it's
your
causing
armor.
the shaders.
The shaders, like 22 out of the 32 shaders in the game are only available for like
And that happens in Overwatch. Like every
it does, but when most of the shade that's like saying 90% of an Overwatch character's skins are locked behind a holiday.
Well, it's not just skins either. It's also emotes and
Right.
victory poses.
But that's what I
and-
mean. Like, there's a bunch of cosmetic stuff that once this holiday's over are gone.
Are gone.
And the worst part is the developers, like Activision or not Bungie, was like, "Oh, we want to make a game where people just keep coming back to play, and then by the time you're done, you're gonna have so many shaders, you're not even gonna know what to do with it." And people are like, "I've been looking for like this ice blue one for 3 months,
Yeah,
and
and I
I've
cannot
gotten
find it."
2."
Yeah.
And we checked to fully make.
Can you buy them
your
yet? Like
whole
with real
person-
monies?
You can buy bright engrams,
Because I know that they're
but that's
one
still
time.
a random chance.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
I
has-
haven't played the first one.
I played the first one.
See, and that was my,
I played the first one.
I think that's
and
where my
I-
played all the
disappointment is too.
DLCs.
Is
I had such high expectations.
I heard so much good stuff about the
Yeah.
first one. Even
I'm
after
sorry.
they fixed but because the first one was kind of and then they
Yeah.
fixed it, and you're like, ooh, good. Because then when
Yeah.
2 comes out,
Yep.
all those things they fixed
It'll be even better.
It
will
should
be
be.
better.
Yeah.
And it's still a good game.
It's
Yeah,
still a good game.
mechanically,
But if we're
it's a
talking
great
biggest
game.
like with Thor,
It's-
Exactly.
It's just your
Like,
biggest
it's good.
disappointment.
A satisfying first-person shooter.
Surprisingly, the guys that do Halo or did Halo can make a first-person shooter.
That's what I mean. Like
Surprises
as a game,
no
it's-
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right?
it's
It's
just
just
those
every-
extra pieces.
All of the business stuff behind that is what's holding that game back. I
Yeah.
think.
And I think like when we play together, I don't notice that kind of stuff because we're idiots. But like, because you can be when you're playing with other people,
Yeah.
you can kind of be morons, or like we go into one of those things where it's like 3 people have to run through a like a dungeon or something kind of together, a scenario, and it's like we get that one random person, and Brian and I are like, "Where does I shoot now?" And this one guy's just like, and Brian and I are like, "We're coming!"
We shoot the bad guys.
Well, we know that, but this guy was obliterating like everything, and Brian and I were like, "We're coming!" Like,
you fire guns?
Some people play them so much though that they rush through it and they know exactly.
They know
He
exactly
did.
where
That was us. Like we're like,
Oh, sorry.
was like,
Yeah.
how do we even get to like? We're just like,
We
fine.
didn't even know how to
shoot
get
them.
where he was.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go let a dog out, and I'll be back.
Okay.
But you guys keep
Yeah.
doing your.
Okay.
So yeah, Destiny 2.
So Destiny
it's
2, yeah.
a game, but it's not.
Like, it's good.
Yeah.
Good game.
Yeah,
But
Right.
just
it's your most disappointing.
yeah,
you were,
didn't meet
you
my
were
expectations.
what you were looking for.
Yeah.
You were looking for more.
Exactly.
And I mean, mine was
wanted
along
more.
the same lines.
Yeah.
Like, I struggled with mine because I look at my games and I kind of know. I read the reviews. I do all that stuff.
Yeah.
I know what I'm usually getting into. So it's not that my game was a bad game. It's just, I guess mine was Crash Bandicoot because it recently came out
Oh
with
yes,
the
that's right.
Yeah.
the
they did,
remastered trilogy.
Yes.
It just
That-
it
that
never hooked me.
The game
Like I
is-
kept going back and
as-
back and back, but
you can put so much fresh coats of paint on that game, and it does not age
not
well.
age
well, it looks pretty.
Yes, that's I'm saying. Like it looks amazing, but
It doesn't
mechanically,
play better.
it's still locked into sort of that weird
Yeah, and it's
formula.
It just after a while of dying,
It's another challenging game.
It never
It can be another
hooked
challenge.
me. Like it was kind
Yeah.
it was kind of disappointing because I never got into the Crash Bandicoot when I was younger.
Insane
but
Trilogy, that's
this-
what it's
where
called,
yeah, where I started was CTR,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
wildly
kind of got
different.
me hooked on Crash. And then I was like, okay, these original came out, played it, and it's like,
Oh, see,
You're
yeah.
just-
I,
you're
grew,
just-
I grew up as
it
a
doesn't-
Sonic.
It doesn't spark that same.
I think though, because we were of that age when those games came out, when you locked onto one, you really played it. So for
Yeah.
me, it was like Sonic and Mario.
Yeah.
Some people will live and die by Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
They will play that game to the bitter end, till the end of the world.
Oh,
Yeah.
the redone crashes.
yes. And
yeah,
as I
it's
said to them, it's not that it was a bad game. It's just I couldn't
Yeah,
get
like
hooked.
yeah, like it's just a game that if you
It's
played
just-
it when it came out, you lived it, you experienced it, like you loved it. That it's just one of those games that does not age well.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
just wasn't the same when you replayed
And I
it
totally agree with you.
at a
It's
later age.
Yeah, I don't like. I might go back to it one day, but not rushing back anytime soon, since I have a whole pile to go through.
do we not? Do we ever? Hey.
Well, and that's always the biggest piece. Is you sit
It's
there
the-
looking
it's-
at like
that's
what
the one
you
that will
have.
fall
and then when you
off
play a game
most.
and it frustrates you so much, you don't go back to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Right?
Unless you're Cuphead.
But that's a different type of though, because you can see. That's what's great about that is you can see your progress through level, and that's what kept pushing me when I was
it's
playing
got
it
that,
earlier.
it's got that visual style and
but
everything.
it's noticing. Okay, I'm getting farther,
And you're learning.
and I'm
And
making
you
my
the big
learn
piece about
from
that
your
game
mistakes.
is that you're learning
exactly what
the
Star
level.
Wars told us. The best teacher
Learn-
is failure.
It's failure.
learning from your mistakes.
And so yes, I mean it's.
I totally yes.
It was hard for me to pick one, but if I
I
had
can get
to,
behind that one.
Yeah,
I can get
that's
behind
a
that
good
as a
one.
disappointment.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I'm with you on that.
Here you go, sir.
So my disappointment, I'd have to give it to ARMS.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really liked that game coming out, and no pun intended, that game really came out swinging. It was so fun for that first month.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was so unique. And you know me, I love a good fighting game.
Yeah.
And the fact that this was a nice fresh take on it, I totally dug it. I played it for like a month and a half,
Oh yeah.
and then nothing came out for the game.
Yeah, I know.
It kinda
You
just
can add more characters all you want. You can add different stages all you want. But the
it's
fact
all
that
the
it's the same game as it is now, basically as when it came out. There has been obviously bug fixes, they've balances and stuff
We've
like
had
that.
a couple new characters.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. Like
But not
that's
as
basically.
frequent.
But you look at something like Overwatch, which is
Sure.
basically the same model, where I loved it. I still think it's a really strong game, but they've added game modes to it. They've added
Oh, for
competitive modes. They've added seasonal events.
Well,
Nothing came out for ARMS. Like if there was a
go
seasonal,
back to Nintendo. Splatoon.
like yeah,
Splatoon 2 has come out with a
Ton-
bunch of new game modes, and our only
Right.
problem is we all have to level up and actually play at the same time to actually.
Play
that's our
together.
problem.
I have been working on my Splatoon game. I love playing
I
that.
haven't.
But yeah, ARMS. I think I have to give it my disappointment this year to ARMS because it's.
I'm with
I-
that.
I loved
I
it
mean,
so much. Like the soundtrack was catchy, the characters were catchy. I really wanted to see more about what that game was, more of that universe, more. I don't want to say that I wanted more story into that story, but I wanted to know where these characters came
more
from.
depth too.
I wanted a reason to keep playing this really thin single player mode.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like there was nothing other than me beating 5 guys or 6 guys or whatever it was.
Yeah, through a tournament type.
Yeah,
thing,
like there was just it was just very thin. And over the months after it came out, nothing came of it other than adding more characters. It's like version 4.0. What's in it? New character. Then it's not a 4.0. It's not a 2.0. It's not a 3.0.
It's an character.
You're adding just another character. That's so. That I claim ARMS as my biggest disappointment game of the year because I wanted to love that game so much.
I know it looked very promising.
Right? I
and
wish
I feel like
those
they
guys,
did
the developers on that game, the best of success when they make a sequel to that game or Legs or whatever they want to do for a follow-up because
Legs would be interesting.
mechanically that game is sound. Like visually that game is amazing.
Sure.
It's got a great sense of style. It just nothing happened
The
after it came
fun
out.
plateaus kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there
And
was
it just-
nothing after
It does, and stuff just
There was just no
that's
post-launch content like there was Splatoon.
Sure, and Splatoon's still updating.
Which is-
and
yeah, like-
Yeah.
new game. Like they announced a new game
New
mode.
mode,
What,
right.
2 weeks ago, 3 weeks
Right,
ago.
yeah, like
Yeah,
inversely,
yeah.
you look at, or even Rocket League.
Well, ARMS just had a
Rocket
new
League
character.
has had
Yeah.
like multiple. Last time I played that game, it was just soccer.
Yep.
Now it's like basketball,
Yeah.
and like there's pillars in the middle
God,
of
it's
the
just
in the
soccer.
field. Like it's
Soccer.
a
Well,
Well,
wildly
and that's the
different
piece
game.
is all you got to do is come up with different arenas, and that's where ARMS kind of falls. Is their arenas? Yes,
They're
can
all the
add-
same.
but they can add things.
But it's the same.
But it doesn't do a lot to it. Like
So-
if you think a game like a fighting game, she's chewing on her blanket. If you think of a game like Power Stone,
Right.
those levels changed.
Yeah.
You think of any fighting game, like even Super Smash Bros.
right.
If you
Levels
play on
change.
a specific level, it changes the way you have to fight.
And Smash Brothers is a kind of a weird beast because when they add a new character, it
Yeah.
fully changes the format of the game.
Sure.
Imagine you remember when Cloud came out, people were like, "Oh wait, what? You're doing what now?"
Right.
And he came with a special stage with actual summons coming out of the background.
Yeah.
And then you look at Ryu. You were playing Ryu like a Street Fighter character
Sure.
in a Smash Brothers game.
Yeah.
That changed the format. So when you compare something like that to ARMS,
Well, but that's the thing
where
is
ARMS has been lately, like
right. You
should-
want something. Well, even Splatoon adds that shopping mart level.
right.
Yeah.
That changes everything.
Even
you
Sam-
can go
even-
on top. You can go down the aisles. You can like
Even Salmon Run. I mean,
Sure.
there's a weird limitation to Salmon Run,
yeah.
but when you're able to play it, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I personally kind of think that they should have been paid the DLC for ARMS just to sort of mitigate whatever it is they're doing in the back end, because honestly, it doesn't look like they're doing much to it. Right now, anyways.
It seems like it's on the
It's
back
died
burner.
down, yeah.
Really, and it's popularity has dropped. I remember when people were thinking like, "Is this going to be at like Evo next year?" kind of thing. Like, oh, this could be totally
Yeah,
because
it could have
remember at the Nintendo Championships or whatever.
Yeah, I was part of it.
Like they had competitions.
Yeah, they were
for-
trying to
with
get it into
ARMS.
like esports type stuff.
Yeah.
And for a couple minutes there, like it felt like it was gonna do it, and then nothing came of it.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, like I feel comfortable putting that as my disappointment
I agree.
Nope, I'm with you.
game
I thought about that one.
because it's like
Well, because even I took it to a staff Christmas party,
Mhm.
and I booted up the Switch, and like I brought it pretty much for Mario Kart
right.
because I know
Mario Kart's a
anybody-
sell.
Well, but anybody
It's
who's going to
safe.
play with me, it's a safe game.
Everyone knows
Very
Mario
safe.
Kart.
Everyone, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Booted up, and one of the people's like, ARMS? I'm like, yeah, that's on here. Like,
Like you don't think about it anymore, right?
and I don't because I have it, and I go, yeah,
Yeah.
it's on
Yeah,
there.
it's there.
Oh, you want to actually? Oh,
Oh.
okay.
And the crazy part about this
Yeah, let's play.
is like, I play Mark of the Wolves, a 1994 fighting game,
Sure.
more than I play ARMS.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
it's I'm just disappointed in
Yeah.
where that game didn't go.
Oh, for sure.
Like the possibilities were nearly endless for that. Oddly enough, my short list was also Street Fighter 5, another fighting game, and Marvel Infinite.
Oh yeah.
Literally all the fighting games this year, minus Injustice 2, made my short list of
Disappointing.
games. But hopefully this Fox Capcom deal will fix, or Fox Disney deal will fix Marvel Infinite in season 2 and 3.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
who knows?
Nice. That's toy.
Yeah.
On to more pleasant.
Yes.
On
Topics?
to pleasanter news.
What
is
this?
This is top movie.
Top movie.
Movies. Movie of
Movie of the year.
movie of the year. Yeah, gentlemen.
Hold
the
up.
movie that we watched that came out this year.
Hold up. Hold on.
There will be possibly spoilers if we go into certain movies.
Yes.
Hmm.
Hold on.
So you've got the spoiler tag ready.
No, I don't. I don't have a spoiler tag ready.
You don't have a spoiler tag?
I
think
have
you
the
did.
spoiler. Yeah, it's somewhere. I'm doing that.
Yes.
Give me a second.
I think you
Tony's first.
Yeah, Tony's
Okay.
first. He just has to give me a second.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not a spoiler.
You
Well,
do
it
your
is.
thing.
It's Coco.
Oh, okay.
It's a good movie.
I was thoroughly surprised, not by just how good this movie is, but where it came out of. Just because it literally came out of nowhere for me. I wasn't expecting to
There
watch it
wasn't
that weekend.
Wasn't much publicity for it.
No, like no one was talking
it
about
was
it.
Yeah.
well.
Even in out like this is the fun part is I went to Disney while it was pretty much releasing,
Mm-hmm.
and they had, if this is all of California Adventure, not even Disneyland, but California Adventure, like
This
here
is
was the
Coco.
Coco part,
So-
where they were advertising for Coco.
And
Oh.
it's a real shame because that movie really sums up all of the things that Pixar has done so well over the
Yeah.
past decade or so, with skin tech, clothing tech, face tech, everything about that movie is amazing. When they're in the human world, we have any issues?
No, we're good. I don't know what you're talking about. The wall's fine.
The wall's fine.
Wall's fine.
The humans, other than the eyes, look human.
Look human.
It's crazy how accurate that movie gets. And then when they're in the underworld,
Yep.
is that the technical term for
Yep.
the Mexican
Sure.
stuff?
The world of the dead.
Land of the Dead. Land of the
Land
Dead.
Land of the Dead.
The skeletons are so well animated.
The skeletons were amazing, and
So
Yeah, they
and
did a
it's
good
so
job.
colorful, and the wide shots of everything. It's just so beautiful.
so the fun part with that is, ooh, we get graphics in the background now, and a stinger by accident.
Sting.
Whoa!
Technology. Science is amazing.
Whoops.
Science is amazing, guys.
Yep. It's a real TV.
I love the Mexican theme. Love the Mexican themed music in it. It seemed, I mean, it's kind of weird to say that it's really authentic, but it feels
feels
really
authentic.
Well, but the cast is
Disney does do well with
the
that.
cast is pretty much Spanish.
Correct. And so,
Like there's John Ratzenberger because it's a Pixar film,
right.
so he
Yeah.
has to be in it.
Yes,
Other than that,
contracts.
it's not even. They're just it's
Oh,
just
he
a
just
tradition
likes
of theirs. So
Yeah.
they're just like, oh yeah, like
We'll give him a line or three.
yeah. He has to have some part in it.
Yeah. But the music is really, really well done. The story was really good. It was not. There was
Okay, so
maybe
you
a bit
go.
of it that was predictable. Are you having trouble holding the wall together?
Yeah. The dog ran through it.
The
The
wall?
wall.
I mean,
Nuzzled
Yes.
against the wall.
Yes.
Anywho,
But yeah, like the story goes into interesting places, which, again, it's one of those movies where you can watch with Disney and Pixar where it doesn't feature a prince or a princess or someone who needs saving. It's fresh. It's different.
it's like an adventure.
It really is an adventure.
Yeah, Pixar's good at the adventure.
Yeah, they are.
And yeah, Disney and Pixar have been very, very good with their animated stuff. And everyone jokes about this. The worst 22 minutes part, the worst 22 minutes of that movie is literally
Was the best
even part of the
was the
movie.
best
The
TV
princess
special
part.
that came out this Christmas.
I get to say that I had to sit through that to get to the amazing part.
One of few from now on.
I got to watch it on TV where it was very enjoyable.
You got to watch it where it was meant to be watched.
Yep.
Where we're supposed to be. Yeah.
Oh, that's it. It
Or
made
on
me
the-
laugh because they announced that the Frozen short in front of the film was
Being removed.
being removed.
You missed the bone, dog.
No, she likes chewing her blanket like that. Was being removed, and then all of a sudden, like a week later, they're like, okay, it's gonna be on ABC as a special, and I'm like, a 22-minute cartoon going to television as a special. Who would have thought that that's the place for it?
That seems oddly specific.
It's like they made it for television.
It's oddly specific.
Yeah. I feel like Pixar didn't get their short done in time.
And if that's the reason, if that's the excuse, if that's it, I'm totally okay with
And
it.
Pixar's had a short in not the
Oh,
ice.
the ice.
The ice.
Not the ice.
But if they were not ready to release anything,
Yeah.
I would have
They
been fine
should
with
have
that.
just
I would have been fine
Just
with
could
that.
jump straight into the movie.
Like, I know them, their quality, they like to take their time.
Well, we just went to that Pixar exhibit at.
Oh, you guys finally got to see it, eh? Cool.
But that's what, like, I mean, you look at
The inside.
what those people go through to make an animated film, and you're just like.
Did you take a look at the Inside Out one where they had to render the different sequences?
Oh yeah.
That was that blew my mind.
See, and I've done enough rendering stuff
Right.
where like I've done courses and that kind of stuff where you see how like you do a 10-second
Yeah.
little baby video
And it could take a couple hours.
that barely uses any materials and any of that kind of
Your
stuff.
assets are not as high quality as
right. Like I've got basic shapes going on that I'm hiding in other shapes because I can't actually blend things properly. Like my meshes are like and I make a little spaceship go bloop, 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 and it still takes 2 days to render a 10-second and you're just like
Yeah.
I did a thing, and then you look at Pixar and go, they did a thing.
Well, and they started Pixar with like, oh, we've modeled, and now we're doing the rigging, and the rigging is like the bone structure of those characters is
It's mind-boggling. It's real life.
the work that goes into. And again, you look at the actual rigging of a model, and it's like stick. Like it's like what 10 sticks, and you're like, oh, I can flip and build that. But then you have to connect that stick to this part of the body to make sure when these sticks move, this part does what it's. And you're going,
Science is so amazing.
math and science, man. Yeah, no, it's incredible what.
And that's just the movement part. Like think about the lighting. And the way that the story was written, like it's so good.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
So,
It's got some twists. It's got some turns.
It makes some tears happen.
The fact that they all have like the sugar skulls, which is what they do in Mexico, is great. I also do appreciate how they white splain things.
Yes, they do. They do.
Like you have what's his name, Manuel, and like the main character, the kid.
Oh, Manuel maybe? I can't remember. It's either that or
Manuel or something. Like it's something.
it must be because they keep referring to him as Manny.
Okay, then yeah.
They
So
must-
that's
they
my
must
thing
be.
because he's not Coco.
No, there's a
No.
reason.
There's-
There's a
yeah.
reason for the name Coco.
Yeah. Well, Coco's in. Yeah. There's a
There's a-
character
there's-
named Coco, but the kid's not Coco. So,
No, there's-
but either way, like the grandmother is explaining to him why they put the
Pictures on the
pictures
wall.
and stuff out, and I'm like, he's what 12 at this point? I'm pretty sure he knows,
He
but
knows.
she's telling him so that she can really tell
She
us.
can really tell us.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
And
if you know nothing about Mexican culture, then yeah, you need that
And then
piece.
they kind of blend that in because at the end of the movie he's explaining it to his baby.
Which they should have done at the beginning
They
of
should
the
have.
film.
They
That
should
would have
have.
made it so much
But-
better as him holding a kid and grandma
think-
going like, oh, and then this is why we do this tiny
But I-
child baby thing. And you're like,
but-
oh, yeah.
But I think narratively speaking, though,
It
it's-
did.
It's
It
the
worked better
story
the way
of
it went. It just
the-
made me laugh
yeah.
because there was a couple times where they were explaining like how like Diem de los Muertos or whatever you
Dia
know.
de los Muertos.
Yes, works.
Sure.
Like the Day of the Dead works, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay. And I know this because I've just like researched a bunch of this. But yes, it makes sense that you have to tell.
Makes sense.
If you're releasing this world or this movie, around the world, you clearly have
Based
to.
on this culture.
Yes, you clearly have to explain it, and yes,
Yeah.
they did a fairly good job. I also enjoyed Dante the dog,
Dante is great too.
and the fact that his name is Dante just
Yeah.
makes me happy.
Do you want to do honorable mentions here or just after?
We'll do it after.
Okay, sure. So
I can't remember my honorable mention. I kind of went off the charts here, I guess.
go ahead.
Challenge accepted.
Go.
Maybe. My movie was actually it.
Mine too.
Mine too.
Seriously. I thought I was being unique. Oh, you guys.
It didn't. It
Oh, you guys.
it didn't make my short list.
But a bunch.
But the fact that it was, I went back and actually saw it
No, well,
twice.
it's more of a punny thing.
You saw it twice. I bought it before it came out on Blu-ray.
You've watched it.
Yes.
I've watched it more than
But I mean,
Yeah, no, that movie is
It's-
a phenomenal
it's
movie.
been such a long time since I've seen a movie where it actually scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And
That's
I-
just exactly why I made my list. I'm writing down all the movies I saw, and I'm like, you know what? Like, Wonder Woman wowed me.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, and I think a lot of that was because all the DC movies have been so much junk that Wonder Woman came out and went like, boom. Power Rangers was good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was under- yeah, that was under-
Surprisingly good.
Props to Power Rangers.
Very good.
They threw
Good.
in the stuff. Coco's on my short list.
Yes.
But it is my one that was.
Yeah.
It stands out the most for me because it's
Yeah.
just
It did.
It was so well done.
the fact
So
that.
well done.
yeah.
Yes.
So on my short list, I know this is a movie that none
I
of
was
you
going to
guys
say
have-
we can go to it now. We're all
what
done.
you guys what you guys
I can't remember my short list now.
I can guarantee what you guys have never seen. The Big Sick.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It's an indie movie.
That's why I haven't seen it.
I can't remember pronounce his name.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's what my one is.
What the story is basically this Muslim stand-up comedian.
Yep.
He wants to make it big in sort of this world of comedy. Unfortunately, his Muslim parents. It. I don't know how to explain it. It's a very real movie.
All right.
Stop time traveling. Stop time traveling.
You might have watched us before Oreo Cookies Penguin.
We do this frequently.
Every Saturday, except this Saturday, because
Yeah.
we're doing this tonight. And we
Right now.
need to sleep.
It's after hours.
We need to sleep off
It
the
is
ice.
out after hours.
That's true.
But yeah, like it's a movie about a Muslim boy who wants to make it big in this world of comedy, but also starts falling into a relationship with a white girl.
Mm.
But his parents are very, right wing Muslim family. You need to marry.
Yep.
You need to marry into our culture.
Yeah.
And so the big story is him trying to break away from that culture. Him starting dating this girl.
Oh, I know this movie. I've
Yeah.
seen it. I know this movie.
And then, for whatever reason, she goes into a coma.
This is a true story.
And the crazy part about it happened in real life. There, in the end credits, there are pictures of
Yep.
his life story in real life.
Yep. This is yeah.
What is
No,
it
I know this
called?
one.
I gotta
The
see
Big
this.
Sick.
Big Sick.
It got
Sounds
98% on
familiar.
IMDb.
It's
Ooh, I
it's
should
K.
see
It is the top
I'm
rated
looking it
indie
up.
movie of
Fact
2017.
checking.
The guy from the Indian guy from Silicon Valley.
Also,
Oh,
everyone loves
okay,
Raymond.
Yes.
Everyone loves Raymond.
Yeah, Raymond.
Raymond is in it as
Ray
the father.
Romano. Yeah.
Is that actually his? I can't.
Yeah, Ray
remember. I
Romano.
just remember his character in the
Ray
movie.
Romano.
He
named
plays
it
the
after
father
himself.
figure for the girl.
Yes.
And
yeah.
and so the big thing is that he was just really about to fall in love with this girl. They were dating, and then she goes into this coma, and then he has to basically pretend to be her sort of partner.
Yep.
In this like weird relationship of his family not really liking his decisions and basically disowning him
Yep.
at the end of
Yeah,
the
no,
movie.
it's supposed to be a fantastic flick.
It is so good. It is so real. It's funny.
Yep.
I can't it is so good. You
So
guys need to
good.
watch this.
Is it
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix?
It hit
Okay,
Netflix.
I should check
It did
this
hit
out.
Netflix.
I'm
So
gonna add it to
definitely
my
recommend
list.
you guys watch it.
There you go. The Big Sick.
The Big Sick.
And then Star Wars
What?
right after that.
Star Wars is good. Yep. No, obviously,
Wars
and
is
we've
good.
talked about Star Wars.
Yes,
but-
you got,
Yep.
we've talked about that already. But
yeah,
yeah,
Star
those
Wars is good.
are my two that hit my short list.
Yeah,
Like I was surprised how good The Big Sick was.
See, and it's funny because
Wow.
Logan came out.
Yes, it did.
I know.
It was a hard cut for me because I was thinking about that. I'm like,
It wasn't a hard cut for me.
It was a
I looked at
hard-
this list and I went, Logan.
My,
It was a
my
hard-
runner-up was Spider-Man.
see, my
Spider-Man's on
the
my list.
reason-
I didn't even hit my short list.
the,
And the only reason why I say Spider-Man is because they're actually just bringing him in to his own
To his
Yeah.
own.
into the universe.
Yeah. No, down
I-
with that. Get it?
I
Understand
liked-
it? No, yeah.
the reason why I think Logan would have made my third,
Yep.
just because that's the best performance from Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman for those characters.
For those characters, yeah.
It is the best I've ever seen them.
I think
The
they
most-
were given more freedom to how
Right.
their
They were.
character
They
was.
actually were they were
Yes.
consulted. Like, do you think Professor X would do this? He's kind of
Yes.
he's kind of going crazy.
But the
How would he
same-
react?
At the same point, John Wick 2
That was good.
is a better movie than Logan in
I
my
still haven't
brain.
seen that movie.
I never
yet.
watched John Wick 2.
I haven't
Oh,
seen
you
John
too.
Wick 2.
You can borrow that.
Did
after
you like
watch
John
Die
Wick 1?
Hards.
Absolutely.
Then you will love John Wick.
I
2.
know I will.
Like,
I know
I gotta
it's
see John Wick 2.
and the crazy part is I know it's on Netflix.
Is it?
It is
John
too.
Wick 2's on Netflix?
Yes.
What?
I got
Yes.
it on sale. It was on Google Play. Like
I
I
It
bought
is
a
on
while ago.
Netflix, so
I own
I'm
it,
just
but
for
that's
me.
not
I'm like,
surprising anyway.
I just need to hit the play button one day, just
I
because.
couldn't find the big sick.
And-
the big sick column.
Is it not?
I didn't think it was.
I'm
I'm not
pretty
sure
sure
yet.
it was because it.
Also, Kingsman 2 came out this year.
That was
I haven't seen it yet, so I can't really be
The
a
only
judge.
problem-
No, but that's my thing. So like,
the only the what was holding me back on the Kingsman 2.
Yep.
It was a great film.
Yep.
But my problem with it.
John
wa-
Wick 2 is not on Netflix yet. Sorry.
Well, some more than others.
You can't see it. It's
we have Letterhead.
yeah.
On quality paper.
Like how
I
you keep
love
pointing that out. I got it. I got it for that.
It's so like.
Shh, don't tell them our secrets.
It's so smooth.
It's so soft. I could wipe my butt with it.
The Kingsman 2 was great.
Yep.
I just feel like it leaned in too heavily on the first film.
Wow. It did lean a lot of. I
Like
mean,
it,
a lot
you
of
needed
scenes
to,
are all the same.
you needed to have watched the first film to really appreciate it. As a sequel goes, this is the perfect
So
sequel.
it's a good
It is.
sequel.
It's a
It
very
is
good
the
sequel.
perfect
I gotta
sequel
see that movie
because
too.
it fills in
Okay.
the spots
I own
of like,
most
oh,
of
where
these
is this character gonna go? Like, this is the natural progression for these characters if they're put in that situation.
Right.
It is, yeah, like. But as far as like movies, is it on Netflix?
No, I have it on my Google Play.
Okay.
It was on sale.
Pocahontas. Sorry.
Really, that's what you go to?
It was there.
Old Avatar, that's what you go to?
You see that number?
Old Avatar. That's how many DVD
Oh,
Blu-rays he's on.
He's got a lot.
You need to watch a movie.
I have like two.
Unless it's Die Hard, because then he has them because he hasn't watched
I
them
like
yet.
Die Hard.
I was dying that week.
Sorry,
It
I digress.
Go watch it.
Hold on.
would have been a fever dream for me. Yeah. Yeah, Kingsman, The Golden Circle was so good, but
Die Hard.
Die Hard.
but as far as movies
Yes.
go, like those were my top three. Coco, The
Coco
Big
was
Sick,
Yeah.
and Star Wars.
I wouldn't put Star Wars that high, to be honest.
I would. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I like
maybe top 10, but I don't think it would
Yeah,
be.
I kind of agree with Diggy.
I
I only saw
appreciate
like 10 movies.
I appreciate
You
the
only saw
fact
10 movies?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
That's what I watched in a month.
well, it's definitely higher than some of those then, hey.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20
Are all those the movies you watched this year?
that came out this year.
Oh wow.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
Oh, that came out
That
this
one's
year.
out.
Okay. I've
The
watched
reason
more
why I
than
put
that.
Star Wars so
Bad Moms. I'm still like, what's Bad
you.
Monks 2?
Bad Monks 2?
Yeah.
What's that?
cool.
Thanks.
Bad Mums.
Oh,
It's
Uh,
Bad
re-
Mums. It looks like Bad Monk.
Yeah.
Bad
We
Monk
should make
2.
that into a movie.
That could be
No.
a movie. That could be
The
a
reason why I
great
put Star
movie.
Wars so high is because they took so many risks in that movie
I don't
that pay off. That will-
disagree, but there's been so many movies this year.
Pirates
has-
5.
So
I
we-
put that.
I don't know if I'd put that,
that made
top
my
10, though.
that made my short list for disappointing movie.
For what?
Pirates of the
5.
Caribbean.
Oh.
What?
It
Dead
was,
Man
better
Tell
than,
No
it was
Tales?
better than 4.
It was better than 4, but that
I don't
bar
know if I'd
was
put it-
really
I don't
low.
Fate of the Furious.
Yeah, Fate of the Furious
Oh,
was
yeah,
good.
that's supposed to be good.
Yeah,
I hadn't seen that
was
either.
good. That was good too.
Despicable Me 3.
But-
Boss Baby.
and
That's-
honestly,
that's
Star Wars: The
awesome.
Last Jedi had single-handedly the best lightsaber fight sequence I've ever seen in any Star Wars movie. The
Yes.
last one,
Yes, the
The last
back-to-back.
the back-to-back,
The back-to-back was pretty good.
like it is the best lightsaber sequence
See,
I've seen in
and it's
a
funny because
long
people
time.
complained about that one too.
Oh, how come?
Well, because they're like, Rey's had no training with a lightsaber. How can she be so good when, like, you know,
She
Kylo
practiced
Ren,
on the island.
when Kylo Ren is having so many problems.
So here,
And
my,
I'm sitting there going, but here, so this is it. And I'm sitting there going, if you watch the movie, Kylo has like 3 to 4 guys on him almost
All the
constantly.
yeah.
She's fighting off like
One,
maybe
two.
2.
and here's another thing you have to look into it, and you look into it with a bigger picture.
He's fighting with
Kylo
rage.
is fighting his friends, probably people that he knows.
And
And so, like, as a personal thing, like, it's a tough thing for him to
they're
renounce.
Imperial Guards. He really probably they're just like
Yeah.
stormtroopers.
It doesn't matter. Like, it's people that he would have fought beside, but now he has to make that hard decision of flipping sides as
But
well.
he doesn't flip sides, though.
But he doesn't flip sides. But
He does exactly what a Sith is supposed to do.
He
You're supposed
takes
to-
over.
You're
Yeah.
supposed to kill your master, and then you take
on
over.
Yeah, take
Yeah.
on a.
like that is. This is the true. It's a really good Star Wars movie. At the same time, it's not a Star Wars movie.
Right.
That's why I put it so high in my list.
But a lot of people, and that's what a lot of people kind of had a problem with. Is they're like, this isn't Star Wars, and I'm like, this is Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's
lightsabers.
Lightsabers, pew pew pew. Pew
Force
pew
powers
pew.
up the
Force
wazoo.
force
Chewbacca's
power.
flying a Millennium Falcon.
Cute little animals.
Oh man, those porgs
I
are.
want-
Are...
Do you know why they had to put them in there?
Why?
So that island that they film on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. No, I've explained that to you guys.
But the
agree
more
with
you
that.
think about those scenes,
I know in the bigger scheme
the
of
bigger
it,
scheme of things,
there's
they
a
fit.
there's a reason for them, but yeah.
They fit in the thematic
I
storytelling.
think
sense.
executionally wise, they could have executed them differently.
Better.
Probably.
Yeah.
And that's what I said because I filled out a survey that someone was doing on Reddit, and they're like, "What was your problem with The Last Jedi?" And I'm like, "Pacing, I guess. Like out of all
So
things,
long.
pacing. It wasn't even long. It was just the pacing was weird.
It
long
felt
to me.
really long.
But the porgs were there because the island they film on has puffins
Oh.
that they can't move and or touch.
Right.
So instead of moving and or touching them, they just covered them with
With
porgs.
porgs. That's actually kind of cool.
And I'm like,
that's
I
a
like that.
weird
Dig
way.
it.
That's a weird way to add them, man.
but then we get these these and people were. I thought they were used like the perfect.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
they were
You
the
see them
best.
nesting in the Falcon, and you're like, and
Or when Chewie's eating.
yeah, and the best. Yeah, that was the best one. Chewie's eating, and then it's like he looks over, and they're just like
They watched him
they
do the
watch
deed.
him, and he's just like
They watched him.
he
do-
scares them off, and then looks at the one who's just like. like he's gonna
Horrifying.
his heart is
Absolutely
breaking.
horrifying.
It's like his
I-
brother up there, and he's just like,
You watched him do the deed.
yeah.
Yeah, those
you did.
those things are so cute.
So yes, Oreo, there were scenes that felt
not-
long, but the more you think about them, and apparently on second watches of the film,
That's why it's
contributed
higher
to the
for me.
story.
it does. It contributes, and you go, oh, I get it now. After
That's why.
Yeah.
processing everything and watching it again, you go, oh.
All right. So, flipping the table around.
What?
Best
We're
game.
flipping tables.
Best? Oh, right.
If we
game.
did
Just No, wrong kind of flip, guys.
Either way,
didn't
so
say that.
it was good movie because it was
Yes.
actually scary.
What movie?
It.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys all agreed on it, and I don't disagree with it.
The fact that I had to, that was the night we went home.
And go
I
into
live
the
in a basement,
Yeah.
and it's raining. I'm like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah. Well, and like I said,
and I lived.
like the funniest part was, I mean, we went to the movie and the girl next to me was in the fetal position in her chair,
Yeah, just
swearing
like-
most of the movie.
And there's Nick sitting beside me, just nope.
Well, because
Nope.
like, and I think that was part of it too, is seeing it, watching it again, still freaked out, and it didn't help because I had the dog, and I was like, okay, the dog will
Yeah, go
cuddle.
cover me.
We can cuddle, and then a loud noise happens in the movie, and the dog jumps, and I'm like, no, you're not supposed to do this to me. But I think the overall sense in the movie theater with it too was. Everybody was like
Everyone's-
freaked out, so
yeah.
like that energy is just there where everybody's like, "Oh man,
You
something
can feel
bad
the
is gonna happen."
intensity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we game of the year?
Yeah, have we hit the?
I think
The
a
high-
lot of us agree with this one.
Hold up, hold up,
With
hold
what?
up, hold up,
Oh?
hold up. I doubt it.
With the game of the year?
No, I think we all
No.
have our personal preferences.
Oh, I don't
here.
know about that.
I think we all have our personal preferences.
No.
There's definitely one.
I
that's
guarantee
on
you-
At least your short
I
list.
guarantee you that mine is unique to
What's
anybody
my-
else's.
What does my short list look like, anyways? I don't
I
know.
don't
There
my
you go.
short
Game
list.
of the year. Here's mine. So here we go. I'm
All right,
starting
let's
Super
go.
Mario Odyssey.
I agree. I agree. That is an excellent video game. It is not my game of the year. It is definitely an excellent video game.
I know it's not your game of the year. I knew what your game of the year was like 10 months ago.
Yes, so. Yeah, so.
But that's what I mean. Like, but Mario was. I picked it up. I started playing it. From the minute you're into that thing,
Oh, yeah.
the
they just,
game is gorgeous. The worlds are
is.
built so
It
well.
is.
And I think
the puzzles are
from a
built so well.
technical standpoint, too, that
Yeah.
game is amazing.
The
Yeah.
freedom that it allows, but at the same time is like crazy hard to actually get that freedom, is another great thing. So it's not like Zelda where you can run around everywhere and do everything that you want to do.
And yeah, there's a time and place for that as
Yeah.
well. Like, don't get me wrong, Breath of the Wild is an amazing
Correct.
game. Whether you play it on the Switch or the Wii U,
Yep.
like it's stellar.
Great game. But that was my thing
But-
where I'm like, I looked at the two, and yes, the exploration in Breath of the Wild is crazy, and there's all that stuff
Yes.
going on.
And I think the amount of stupid things that people are still finding out in the
Right.
game.
But I find Mario, it's a tight game. There's so much to
It's
do.
focused.
There are
Yeah.
999 plus,
Collectible
moons to get.
moons, just moons,
just
just other
moons.
things.
The amount of costumes in that game is insane.
Yeah.
the variety of levels is nuts. And then in one point they throw that one boss at you, and I mean we have a spoiler tag up, so I mean they legitimately throw a dragon at you.
Oh,
And you're just like,
it's literally
and
a
it's
dragon.
not like Yoshi dressed up as a dragon.
Think like Castlevania dragon.
yeah.
Okay.
Like full on realism.
Think
It's
like
the weirdest-
Smaug comes down and tries
Yeah.
to eat Mario.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you're just like-
and Bowser's on top of Smaug.
Smaug.
yeah.
And he's going like, get him!
Yeah.
And like, wait,
That was-
where's this game going?
It's probably one of the most epic boss.
That's one of my. If we had a
Yeah,
category for
ever.
surprise of the year
Yeah, that
or
was a
moment
good
of the year,
one,
man. Yeah.
that would be in that list for me.
Yeah.
Easily.
Wolfenstein?
I said in that list, not top. Not
So that was my game of the year was definitely Mario Odyssey, because like Zelda, people really like Zelda, and it might be on people's lists.
It
too,
is. It is.
which is good,
Of course.
because it was a good
As
game.
the VGAs have.
Yeah.
Sure, like everybody, like you go everywhere on the internet, it's like Zelda, and I'm like,
That's not wrong.
but I finished Zelda, and I was done with Zelda.
I think that, yeah, there was no post
Yeah.
thing. with
But there
Zelda.
are for a lot of people. Like I know people who are like, oh my god, so I'm at this many shrines now, and I just can't find this last one, and I'm
I
spending
got
like,
a hunt, yeah.
I'm spending hours and hours finding the shrine, and I'm like,
Cool.
I got enough shrines to beat the game. Like I had enough
There's that
hearts.
completion.
I think the crazy part about Zelda is
It
that
is.
it provides you that option of the minute you finish that plateau,
Yeah.
go finish the game.
yeah.
If you are crazy enough to do it,
Oh sure.
you can do it.
You
Oh no, the freedom in that game is gorgeous,
It's
and the fact
like-
that that's your launch title for the Switch, even though it came out on the
And
Wii U.
the and
The she's pulling on her.
the swan song for the Wii U.
She's pulling on her. Yeah,
On
the
the
swan
wall.
song for the Wii U.
Swan
What
song
wall? That's just a tail. That's the
She-
tail's table. It's the table's tail.
The TV's growing a tail.
No, the table is.
She's bumping into me.
Either
Yeah,
way,
no, but, yes, Mario.
Odyssey.
Mario Odyssey. I can agree with that.
Great game. Loved it.
Still need to play it.
Fun,
I loved that.
fun game. I enjoyed it.
So mine was the same.
Yeah, sure.
Because, like, Zelda's definitely there.
Yes.
But, like, it's just... There's a lot of RPGs that followed that same, like, Horizons. Zero Dawn, I heard, was just
That's
quite
a game
the
that I can't
explosion.
put on my list because I haven't even put a second
I
into
haven't,
it.
yeah.
So
But, like, Mario Odyssey was just... It's such a different game. It's so beautiful
And tight.
and tight. And
Yes.
it's when I started like
Well, it's-
really
well,
no,
trying
but
to
it's-
use
well,
that
the-
camera function
it-
on
that-
the Switch.
yeah, this is the best.
It's
This is
so
one of the best
beautiful.
camera modes I've seen in
Yeah.
in a console
Oh,
game.
for sure. I have how many screenshots from Odyssey?
And the fact that
Yeah.
you can like rotate it and get a good cell phone wallpaper.
And make it like,
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
You can make a cell phone wallpaper with it.
and you can put Mario Odyssey on there and make
Yeah.
it look like it was
Use
supposed
your
to be
own-
like
I made postcards.
a
I
title
was,
screen.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, I made postcards for this place. It's gorgeous. You should play Mario Odyssey. Here's the
Yeah.
postcard from
GG.
Next.
Next
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Still agree.
Mario Odyssey was just fantastic.
I was reading and listening to some of the development.
Yeah, we had that discussion.
Yep.
I had to go through a list, Oreo. I really
Yeah,
did. Like
yeah,
I went
I
through
had to think about it.
games
Yeah.
released in 2017 and
But one of the design documents that they were working on with Mario Odyssey, and it's a little bit of how they worked with Breath of the Wild as well, is that at any point in the game, you should be able to see, hey, that's something I can get to and get a thing for.
right.
And they did that with Breath of the Wild, where it's like, oh, there's a town there,
Yeah.
or there's a shrine there, I'm going to go to it. Same thing with Odyssey. Oh, there's a moon there, or that's clearly a section that I can
That you can
get to a moon
Yeah.
and do something like a puzzle
Yeah.
there. A lot of the design aspect is around the fact that you just can keep playing and keep
Sure.
playing. And that's what makes those two games so amazing.
Yeah.
See, and my biggest thing I think against Zelda is it didn't feel like Zelda.
Yeah, it was definitely more Western RPG type of game. Like,
Well, I think they took a lot of design aspects of what a modern game is
Yeah.
nowadays, and
the puzzles just weren't there. Like,
it's
the
really interesting to
Zelda
see
dungeon puzzles.
it's really interesting to see Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to see Nintendo go so.
But that's the nail on the head. It is. It's like, where's my forest temple where I get a hook shot and have to use that hook shot to, and I get they're trying to build freedom,
Yeah.
but I miss that get object, use object to solve greater puzzles throughout the,
And to some degree, you do get that, but not to.
not to the
Not
degree I
as-
would expect from Zelda.
Yeah, and I think an argument can be made that they were diverting from that
They were.
when they
They
were
were,
making
yeah.
what is that 3DS one? Link Between Worlds
Yes, but
Yes.
that one at least, like A Link Between Worlds, you could
still
go,
had dungeons in it, but
you could
can
rent bombs to unlock a part of the map.
Right. Which will get you to that dungeon.
which will get you to that dungeon if you want to do that dungeon
Right.
first.
Right.
And then once you get enough rupees and stuff, you can just buy the bombs.
Correct.
Yeah.
So then you have bombs and the boomerang, so you can get even further. Like that was the nice piece, was you
Yeah.
still had to get multiple items to get
That was a really tight.
further. That one was really
That
something.
game was
Really
I loved
solid
that
game.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Zelda, Nintendo. It's really interesting to see them taking all these design aspects, and Japanese developers for that matter, taking
Yeah.
design aspects from Western game design
Sure.
nowadays. Because you even look at a game like Metal Gear Solid 5. Like, it's not a 2017 game, but you look at it now compared to what Metal Gear Solid 4 or 3 was.
Sure.
Like, it's a wildly different game now.
Yeah.
That series, well, is now a wildly
I
different
just keep
game.
shoving a dog at you.
Yeah, it will never be. Like, Metal Gear Solid never had over-the-shoulder aiming until 4.
That's true.
The craziest part about that. It never had an actual camera movement until they re-released Metal Gear Solid 3. And so, yeah, a lot of it is just watching Japanese developers adapt more and more to what we
Yeah.
play here. Finding Paradise? I like games like that.
Cool.
I've heard that games like that, or like the walking simulators, are really, really good. Finding Edith Finch, I think it's it.
And then they read forever.
Yeah.
What Remains of Edith Finch? I wish I could have played before today. I heard that
Yeah.
game's amazing. Yeah.
Was it called Forever Paradise?
Finding Paradise.
Oh, Finding. Sorry.
Fact
So
checking.
you're,
I'm
so you're
Fact
Odyssey
checking!
as well.
I loved Odyssey.
Yeah, good.
And I think just
Oh, and Finding Paradise
That-
is a cheap cutie.
that final boss moment was just like, oh my god, this is so awesome!
What? Yeah, I did not understand what was going on, but I just kept going.
Yep.
You just keep going. It's like,
Just keep going.
That's all you do.
what's the song playing in the background?
And the song was awesome!
It's like,
I don't know.
you think
Sorry,
that-
overexcited.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's an amazing
See,
game.
and that's I think what was So like that's why Mario was my choice, was because everything that kept happening, I'm like, cool, sweet, oh my
And
god.
it's so unexpected and different for a Mario game. Other
Yeah.
than,
But
it still
other
felt
than,
like-
other than the collecting moons part,
Yeah.
it's such a wildly different game.
But still felt like Mario.
Yes, it still
Whereas
retained Mario.
Zelda went
way different.
way different,
Quite
and
different.
felt different.
It's still a great game.
Still a great game, just not Zelda.
Correct.
Yeah.
I hope it's on the screen. We have quite the setup behind the camera that you can't see.
I like
for
story.
fact-checking.
I like story.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Migo?
I
You
suspect
go,
our
you
two
go.
games will be wildly different.
Yes, I guess. In a sense.
NHL.
No, it wasn't. I would never put a hockey game at the top.
I would hope not.
Unless it was like
I would expect
the end all be
No,
all.
because those
of-
games
no
don't
other
really-
games came out that
They
year.
don't really change that much from year to year.
No, yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like
No other
content.
games came out literally.
huge update and never to be done again. Like this is the penultimate NHL
Yeah.
game.
Which will never happen because EA likes money.
Yes.
Yeah, and they
Who
will
doesn't like
never
money?
finish that series.
Right.
No, my pick was actually Horizon Zero Dawn.
Really?
Yep, I can
That
agree.
game was gorgeous.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, as you guys were talking about Zelda earlier this year, that was my PS4 version.
That
Yeah,
was.
and
essentially
yeah,
what
those
it
games
was.
came out like a week apart.
I think
And I just
Horizon
really-
came out like a couple weeks before.
I mean,
Yes.
everyone was saying Switch has Zelda, PS4 has Horizons,
Xbox has
for
nothing.
Xbox.
It does not have any
Nothing.
strong
Nothing, no.
exploration games like that.
No. But I heard, I've
but
heard
it is
great
a
things
really
about it.
good
definitely-
game, story-wise and action, just
Visually,
everything.
and you finished it, and
And I
my
platinum that thing,
and my understanding is that that story wraps up pretty nicely at the
and
end. of
it adds something that where it can be a sequel.
I can see that.
Like,
I can absolutely see that.
So I don't know. For
Are
me,
you?
it
Are
was
you?
just
Are you?
I haven't got the DLC yet.
I was gonna say, are you interested in jumping
Eventually,
back in?
eventually,
Because I heard that DLC adds wild. It's called the Wildlands, isn't it? It wildly it adds
something.
a whole wild different aspects.
Frozen Wilds.
That's what it is. I heard it's really good.
That is
Well, yeah,
the game
I
would
plan.
get the
I do.
PS4.
I do plan on.
Having
Yeah.
fun? If I had a dog?
I do plan on getting to the DLC some point. No rush,
Yep.
because as I mentioned earlier, there's just a ton of games to
Oh,
get right
sure.
now.
Does
Piles
that
of
come
piles
as a bundle with the PS4?
It should.
It-
Like,
No.
if it did,
I
I
just looked
would.
at bundles again.
That has been the
It
first game
really
that has
should.
enticed me to get a PlayStation.
Oh boy,
There's
can
the
I tell you that is a great bundle for a mildly appreciated Star Wars game that's probably on shelves
There's
right
a lot
now.
of them. Like I think there's even a Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
There's a Gran Turismo one.
There's a couple.
About 3 or so.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what they
There's a Call of Duty one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think you already played Call of
I don't
Duty.
Yeah,
think
I
there. I don't
played
think
on
there is
PC.
a Horizon one.
No, that
There
would,
was. I
there
would
should
maybe.
I mean, but they just I've been noticing on the PlayStation Network though they have the complete edition out now. So obviously I don't think they're doing any more DLCs if they're already calling it the complete.
Yeah. I think they only had plans for one.
So they have. So the fact that they're coming out with this, I could see maybe in the near future that they could.
I don't
have
think
it?
so. I think
Possibly.
maybe as like a Game of the Year bundle.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's the only
'Cause
thing.
Like I think
But
out
I
of the
think
PlayStation games it has.
you have
That
to
game
also
looks so
it
interesting.
does. It's amazing. But you have to
But
also
it's-
look
it
into
is
the
Zelda.
market though.
Like,
The
it's-
market is being flooded with PS4 bundles, and most of them, unfortunately, are Battlefront 2. And a lot of retailers are probably thinking like, I can't move these bundles off our
yeah,
shelves.
they can't get rid of them.
Didn't put those ones on sale.
You would have bought it.
They had. I
Would
looked
you look-
actually when I was going to Best Buy to get the soundbar the other day. Like I'm like, oh, I'll look up
Just to
PS4s quick just to see what they have going. So they have a regular PS4 Slim,
Yeah.
so not the power, like
The
not the,
terabyte.
1
Pro.
terabyte. Not the Pro, just the Slim. For and like
I think it was like
$299, $300.
It was pretty. It
Something
was,
like that.
it was
Sounds
pretty
about right.
affordable.
And yeah, like it was like okay, that's a decent price for something.
For something, yeah.
I got it.
I know she's trying to drag it with her.
But yeah, like that's unfortunate. What's up?
What?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Stream Greenlight.
Yep.
Really? They have something like that?
You don't remember Stream Greenlight?
No, I don't.
Well, we'll explain it later. It's a
Okay,
law.
yeah.
But no,
Sorry.
so I looked at that, and then yeah, none of the bundles were on sale for the PS4 Pro.
You can always
And-
find deals on there. Like they're even putting.
To
new
be
games
fair,
on
okay,
deals.
all right. So here's my thought process on the Pro and the Xbox One X.
Yeah.
You
Do
don't
you
need
own a
the-
4K TV?
No.
Not yet.
Do you see yourself
Yeah,
owning
you
one
did
in the
that
I
next?
do.
yourself,
I
though.
do.
No.
Do you see yourself owning one in the next 10 years?
The only,
Yes.
the only pro I would. The only reason I'd get a pro is for the VR.
But even then,
No, because it runs better on the or on the pro than it does the regular.
it does. But it's all limited to the hardware of the headset. You need the version 2.
And the only problem is the Slim bundle, whatever they come out with, is
Agreed.
whatever they come out with for a Slim bundle is going to be like not a game that I'm really going to want to play. Like that's the
Yeah.
thing. The pros have the good bundles of games that I actually want to pick up.
Mommy's home.
And I do. I have a PC. Like that's, we're running
Yeah.
off of my gaming PC.
Right. Like
so
my
that's the-
my PC can do 4K already.
It does everything I needed to do except the new Spider-Man game coming out and NHL
And then
I
maybe
secretly
Horizon.
am
and
holding.
Horizon. Like that.
I
Yeah.
secretly think that Spider-Man game will come to PC. I
No.
secretly
Really?
think. I
No.
secretly think it will.
I don't think
Right
so.
now, they're just holding on to it as a Sony. Let's get people to buy consoles.
Buy PS4s.
But that's what I mean.
No,
Like,
don't think it-
I think so.
I
Like
think
like
so.
but either way, like I keep looking at PlayStations just because it's like there's enough on a PlayStation.
It's getting there,
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
it
It's
is
better
getting
than
there.
the other option.
It is because the Xbox One, I can get any game I really want to play on there on my computer.
You can play
Yeah.
Gears of War 4. You can play all
Flat
the
and simple, I
Forzas.
can.
You can play all the
Better
Forza.
frame rates.
You can play Cuphead.
Yeah, I can actually play them decently on like my computer.
Yeah.
So that's my thing is like I understand. I keep looking at PlayStation 4s,
Yeah.
but
no.
the bundles just aren't on sale.
They're
And then
just-
yes,
I don't
the
think
bundle
they're going
for
It's not enticing me enough.
Right.
Star Wars is
They're-
out there, but they haven't put it on
Yeah.
sale.
No.
I don't think they will.
No. It's too fresh.
But no.
But yeah, like that's what I think about with hardware bundles right now. Is that retailers are overstocked. I think about the analogy with Rock Band and Guitar Hero
Oh, yeah.
when retailers were just stocked full of
Yeah.
these fake plastic instrument boxes. Of course, they're not going to buy any more from
Yeah.
their their warehouses and stuff like that. They can't move them. Same thing with the hardware bundle. So that's why I don't see a Horizon
They're
one
just
coming
taking up
anytime soon.
space.
Not like I said, not right
Anytime
away.
soon.
Although,
I think the next bundle you'll probably see is, and depending on when it gets released, is God of War.
God of War,
Yeah.
God of War or Spider-Man.
I was gonna say we're Spider-Man.
Spider-Man and God of War is a good one.
But they haven't released a date for Spider-Man yet.
I know. Well, they just brought
But-
in a new director for it too. So
The game.
And the thing is, like, that'll be far enough
That's
away.
not good.
That would be far enough away for them to work on that.
No,
It looks
I don't.
pretty
I
cool.
have. No,
I think it looks pretty great.
I don't think I'm gonna have an issue with that.
I don't know, but they did bring in. Oh man, from what game? They brought in a director from some game, and I forgot what it is. But yeah, they brought in like a new designer of some kind for Spider-Man.
That would explain why we haven't seen a pre-order even.
Yeah.
No, it is.
But it's one of those.
They don't have a date for that.
It's
I
a
would not
little
be
concerning.
surprised, honestly, if that game got pushed to 2019.
But going with the web swinging
Probably.
that Seth is talking about, it's one of those things where it is
It's
like,
hit and
the
miss.
designer they brought in was from a game where there was a lot of like movement-based parkour-y type, that kind of like. So clearly
Assassin's
the
Like
Creed.
Mirror's Edge kind of.
clearly the like a something
And it's
like
Naughty
that.
Dog, right?
Assassin's Creed.
Naughty Dog's making the
Batman.
game. But yeah, I forgot who they brought this director in, which game she came from.
Or is it
but
Insomniac?
It's Insomniac that's making the game.
Insomniac, that's
But they brought this director, and not like director
Okay, so that would
for
be
the overall
Infamous
game, but
Yeah, the
designer.
Infamous
So
guys, the
obviously
Ratchet-
there's some problems with the moving around in that game, and it's like
Which is weird,
From
because
what
you
they
look at...
showed off,
you-
it looks good.
But if it's
but-
made by the guys who do Infamous,
correct.
it should have no problem, because Infamous Second Son was one of the best launch titles
But does he
of
move
any
like
console.
Spider-Man? Is
No.
the big
No, but they know.
no, like,
but they
that's the thing in
understand
the new-
open world.
They
movement.
do, but it's
a big
the
thing.
thing is in the new Spider-Man game, if they're looking at the game going, he's not doing what we need him to do because it's just
And a lot of that
And I
probably
don't
has
mind that
Marvel
if they
behind
have
it,
to
going
fix
like,
that.
we think Spider-Man would do this, not
And
what
possibly.
Deslin would do.
right. Well, they're different characters. It's
Right, but like it's like they have the chops behind making an open world hero game.
Oh no, and no doubt about that. And clearly they're going, we need help. Let's bring in a professional.
And you know what? I'm all for that. If they recognize that early
That
on.
game's just still quite a ways out. Is the
Yeah.
cool.
Yes. So I mean, that's my.
Yes, Horizon Zero Dawn. I agree with that one.
That's a good
That's
one.
Even though
a
we haven't
solid.
played it.
You know what? I can respect it. I can't put it on my list just because again
know.
I haven't played it yet. So
And we all know what this is going to be.
Yeah.
Persona
There
Persona
we
5.
go.
Yeah, there we go.
Persona 5. Persona 5 is so freaking good.
But you've never talked about that game.
never.
Not even a little bit.
No.
It's
Never.
not. It's not like I listen to the soundtrack or play the
Mind
game
blown.
all the time.
I'm just.
Jesus, like I'm still.
Yes, that's true. Because I remember you getting shit for that today.
Wow, that game is so good. I stopped playing it for a little bit because I think some other games came out.
Yep.
But getting back
Which
into
happens.
it, yeah, it happens to all of us. That game is easily like 100+ hours. So, but yeah, getting back into it, it is so good. The visual style is unparalleled between any JRPG or any game that I can think of this year, basically. And yes, it does. Mario Odyssey does have its own unique flair to it, but everything in that menu, between the menu system, between character interactions, art design, it's so good. It's so streamlined. It's so. I love that
just
game.
really good game.
Like the RPG, like the combat mechanics are sound, and yeah, they borrow a lot of the stuff that past Persona games and past Shin Megami Tensei games have done, but it's evolved it to the more modern RPGs. And yeah, like that game, if you're gonna get a PS4, you get Horizon Zero Dawn, you get Persona 5. Like those two.
I don't even have Persona 5. I'm trying to play through 2 or 3.
Okay. You don't need to play 1 to 4 either.
I haven't played.
if you're gonna- if you're gonna-
I've been told to start at 3, go to 4,
3 is
then
good.
5.
3 is good. Yes. If you're gonna do a Persona run through, do 3, 4,
And then 5.
yeah, and then 5.
5.
I've been told
But
to
if you,
avoid 1 and 2.
yeah, 1 and 2 does not age well. They've learned their lessons. But yeah, like the dungeon design is really good. The character design is really good. The way that you have to balance between school life and going dungeon hunting, it's so good. And I love all the characters in that game. There's nothing I don't like about that. And that's why like for me I have to put that there. Like and the crazy part is I waited over 5 years for this game to come out.
Yes, you did.
It is the craziest wait. And so when it finally came out, it was it.
I have to type quieter. Oh, that's what
You type,
Jeez.
yeah, you type like I type.
Well,
smashing
especially
it.
because this is right there.
Right beside.
Yeah.
You're smashing it. And that's our 2017 part of it.
Yes. Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Now our preview.
Yes.
Part
Yeah.
2.
Hold
Do you guys,
on.
do you guys have any honorable mentions before we move on?
Oh,
which one?
for best
Any
game?
games, other games that you really enjoyed?
I mean, I
South
could
Park
go-
Fractured
yeah.
Butthole.
Yeah, South Park is a really good
Xenoblade
choice.
Chronicles 2.
Fractured Butthole would be one.
Unsurprisingly, Wolfenstein 2.
That's not surprising. You don't talk about that one either.
Yeah, that's a great game.
Resident Evil 7.
Shadow of War for me.
I've heard mixed things still about Shadow of War. Like people really like it, but then when you look into like the odd loot cratey stuff that they,
I never used the loot crate, so
I know,
don't have a problem
and
with that.
and I know. So
And we're back to the loot crate.
Sonic Mania.
I just started Mario
Cuphead,
Rabbids.
Cuphead
So far,
made
so
my
good.
short list
Cuphead.
easily. Within 48 hours, that game made my short list. That game is so cool,
So cool.
and I haven't even beat the first world yet.
Well, either way, are we all ready?
I'm
Yes.
ready for next year.
Ready.
Yes, let's
I can get rid of the.
let's do some soothsaying.
Which one do we want to start with?
We're going
Let's-
to tell the future.
We'll follow the list. We'll follow.
Yeah,
Just
we'll
the list on our.
Yeah.
Go down the
I can
paper.
flip this over. I really don't care if you guys read it now.
Yeah, another door.
Should I start or do you want to start?
Sure. Here we go. Most anticipated game of 2018. No More Heroes for the Switch.
I can.
Are we going to be quick about this?
Suda
wait,
51
wait.
does incredibly
It's
crazy
Suda
ass
50
games.
it's-
No,
Suda
I mean,
51.
like, are we...
Yeah, well,
Is it just
yeah,
quick?
yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So No More Heroes, Suda 51,
I-
crazy game.
I can
Looking
agree.
forward to it.
Absolutely, and the fact that it's got indie developers working with it,
Right.
it's just the weirdest combination.
So
Yes.
that's the game I'm looking forward to.
Agree.
I like Yoshi games.
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to this Yoshi game that's coming out.
Yeah, there's a new one coming
Yeah.
out. It's like is it a claymation one or is it?
No, it's back to the yarn-ish
Yeah,
type look.
and
Is it
it's
yarn
like
one?
you
Okay.
can switch the camera so you can take a look at the platform from the front, but also from the back.
Oh.
And there's different
okay.
puzzles with that as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So I thought that would be quite interesting.
okay.
And my wife loves the Yoshi games too, so it's a nice game that we can both.
That is the
Aw.
game we play together at our house too. Yoshi.
So I quite like Yoshi.
We play Mario Kart.
My wife beats me too badly at Mario Kart, so
Mine does too.
that's why we don't play anymore, because I get frustrated.
Why won't you let me?
Why won't you just let me win?
So what you're saying is all of our significant others should just be playing Mario Kart in a league of their own.
Apparently they should. We should get them
Wife
together
league.
too. Yeah.
My game would be God of War.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a
yeah.
It's been a while
Solid
since we've
choice.
had one.
Solid
No,
choice.
good
And-
choice.
And the
That's a
fact
good
that the
choice.
God of War 3 ended on such a good note, other than the last 5 seconds.
I'm surprised it is coming back,
Yes.
but I'm glad it is because it's going with a totally different set of gods now.
I feel like they should have taken one of their fake, well, not fake endings. Did you play a lot of the old ones back then?
I played most of them.
So there was a hidden video that I think they snuck it into God of War 3,
Okay.
where, if you remember the temple sequence where you were going through the back of that one giant, and the puzzles were all in that temple on his back.
Oh, okay. I think it's been a while.
It's a
since I
long
played them.
game. It was a long time ago, and so what happened was you do beat that. I can't remember what they're called. Not giants.
Titans?
Titans. Yeah. You beat the Titan. You kill him. You leave him in the desert, and you get your
Yeah,
you
yeah,
get your MacGuffin, and you leave.
Yes. Okay.
Well,
I
in
remember
this-
which one.
and
that is,
so
yeah.
in this hidden video, it talks about like there was a narrator talking like, oh, after so many millennia ago, blah blah blah.
They're just fighting.
Oh God.
They're having a rip-roaring good time.
Oh God. So in this video, it was this narrator explaining this dungeon and how all of the hazards and hidden treasures still existed to this present day.
Yep.
And you see helicopters flying towards it. And so that sort of mini teased a God of War game that would have existed in
the modern day.
our present time.
That's
And
interesting.
I was kind of hoping to get something like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of fans were looking forward to something along that line. But obviously that's not the direction they're going with it.
No,
But
they're
that would have been a really cool idea for
Yeah,
a follow-up
that'd be cool.
God of War game. A modern day God of War.
This topic actually reminds me of another game I meant to pick, if I can.
Sure.
I'm done.
Darksiders 3.
Yes.
I want
Yeah, good one.
I want to see more about that game.
No.
Yes, I want to follow
It's been
it.
such
yeah.
a long time since that one's come out
Yes.
too.
I
Yeah,
was
I
a bit
liked it. I
disappointed
liked
in
it too.
Darksiders 2 because it was very different than Darksiders 1.
But that's the
I
point,
think what-
though.
Yeah,
is
I
because
think that's
every
every
sibling is supposed to
horseman
be
is
different.
I think what I'm more excited about is the fact that that studio is still alive.
Yes.
It's not so
Yes.
much the game.
They've gone in
It's the fact that they're
hibernation.
still doing stuff, and
Yeah.
that's what makes me most excited. Is
Yeah,
that
that would be another one. I didn't even think of that.
so? Yeah, Darksiders 3 and THQ Nordic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they're still afloat somewhere.
Remember when we were gonna buy stock in THX or THQ because they were at like $2.
We totally should have done it.
We would have been at $0. So
Well, you
because
know,
they folded, they
whatever.
flatlined.
Well, that would have been our brief entering into the world of stocks.
The stocks, yeah.
No, yeah, I had another one on my list just if we're gonna Vampire. There's a game called Vampire coming out.
I heard. Yeah, I've seen that's on the
Oh,
PSN
what's
too.
that?
Yeah, it's an RPG where like
You-
the
You're a
choices
vampire?
you make. Yeah, you are, but the choices you make actually determine how the
You
game
got
goes.
recently
so.
turned. You can either stop drinking blood altogether and see how long that lasts, or you can join the rest of the vampires. And,
Yeah.
But who you
Drink
feed
blood.
on
And you're a doctor, I believe.
changes a lot of the game and how
Yeah.
it goes.
And I believe you're a doctor. In that
I haven't
game.
heard
Yeah.
of
So-
that game.
It was as I was looking at games of 2018. I'm like, what's coming
Yeah.
out? Because the Yoshi game was on my short list,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm like, what's this vampire?
There's a lot of games. There's quite a
Well,
few games. If they
Remind
come
me
out.
about that in 2018.
Yeah, No More Heroes, Switch, Yoshi, Vampire. That's my
Yeah,
okay.
There's my list.
Let's see, what are they?
They're talking.
They're
Okay.
just having their
Alright,
having their
alright.
They're good. I'm watching them.
They're doing a thing.
You're watching us. I'm watching you.
That's
And what's
stalkery.
yours,
That's creepy.
Johnny?
Yeah.
I think-
Surprise, surprise.
I don't think it's any surprise that I'm really looking forward to Death Stranding.
You don't talk about that one either.
I don't talk about it enough.
No.
Mostly because I don't know what it is.
After watching that trailer, neither do I.
You get left with more questions.
A
Of what
baby
that
giving a thumbs up and
inside
a
Norman
guy.
or inside Norman Reedus' character. Some guys get older. Explosions.
They die. Invisible things.
Strands. Water. Yeah, I want that game
Stuff.
because
That's
I
We
just
picked, we picked the
weird.
two wackiest games of 2018.
Yes.
I'm telling you right now.
so you think. But yes,
Until Suda 51 and him get together. Too.
oh my god! And then they make Silent Hills. Oh, I would totally. And then Guillermo del Toro's like, I want in.
I want to do this one.
I want to do it again.
Things are getting a little wild in the Barrel Roll News Twitch chat. Yes, they are. And we
Relax.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Relax.
Yes.
It's exciting.
Your
Yes, so
dog is
that's
getting
my
crazy.
2018 video game.
I like that.
Most anticipated movie.
Go.
So this was a non.
Was
this
this
was
a comic book?
This
or
is a
not?
comic.
This
Yeah,
is
the
the
comic book.
Comic book one.
And this
Okay.
is no
Just
surprise.
in the interest of discussion, I'm not looking forward to Infinity War just because I already know.
You already know about
I
it.
know I'm gonna watch it.
You know it's also on other people's lists.
Well, no, not just because of that.
The wall! The TV!
Oh no!
Oh, no!
Where's about the wall of the TV, but not me.
No,
You're fine.
I know I'm going to enjoy Infinity
Yes.
War. That is
Not
no,
the ice.
not the
Every time you do that, the sound goes funny. You have to stop.
no.
Anyways,
Keep going, yep.
Sorry, yes.
I want to watch New Mutants.
Oh, okay.
The New Are you okay?
Climbing into my
Are you
lap.
like a chicken?
She's a lapdog.
Yep.
Literally.
Move that away.
Meat
Literally.
pancake.
She's looking. She's
That's
looking
her
the other
back.
way. She's looking the other way.
Over here.
Brian needs to face
Oh.
it.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's after you, Brian. Oh my God, it's a new member of Barrel Roll. She actually has
Technical
a tag.
She's our
Difficulty.
mascot.
Yeah, she has a tag.
Technical difficulties 2.0.
Yep.
Yep.
There's a second one that visits sometime.
Periodically. You're being too enticing that way.
This is the one that knocks the camera down and turns the sound off.
Why?
Choose things
Because it's a pupper.
ought not to be chewed.
And sometimes choose through our, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to the New Mutants.
Nice.
Only
Should be
for
interesting.
Mostly because A, it's a comic book movie.
Yep.
But B, it's the first horror comic book movie.
That is true.
It's
Okay.
gonna tread into
God.
something really weird and something interesting. Much how when Deadpool came out, it's like, yes, this is a really amazing R-rated
R-rated,
comic book movie.
yeah.
We knew it could happen.
Well, Blade did it.
Well, Blade did it, but it
Yeah.
was not as successful as.
The first one was.
First one was
Was
Yeah.
the first
quite
Blade really,
successful.
really
Yes.
successful?
The first two were.
I don't remember.
And as much as I love
No.
Trinity, it didn't do well.
It was cheesy.
Good old Ryan Reynolds.
Because Ryan Reynolds.
Right. Yeah, like, but in terms of horror comic
No,
book
there was
movies,
no.
like,
for sure.
This will be
Horror.
This will be really cool to watch. I think it would be something really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, like it's new, and with the direction with, Fox and Disney, it'll be interesting to see how this movie kind of pans into their plans.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whether or not they use the same characters or not, I don't know, but horror movie and R-rated. Wait, is
Yeah.
it R-rated or is it PG?
It's probably R-rated.
Is it
I think it
PG-13
was gonna
for?
be
Oh, is it going to be a horror
R.
PG-13?
I think PG.
Oh,
Well, I mean, you gotta remember the ratings are different for us than it is America.
I know, but
So-
still, the fact that it's not R.
Well, I mean, doesn't mean that just means there's no blood, right?
Yeah, but they
And no
usually,
no like.
those aren't scary.
You don't need blood to be scary.
If it's a horror movie,
You don't need blood to
no, I'm
be
not saying
scary.
there's blood.
Look at it. There was
No.
not.
Yeah, but it was rated R.
It was radar, but there was
There
not,
wa-
much,
and there was blood in it.
not a lot.
Not a lot of blood.
There really wasn't.
The gushing out of the
That's basically it.
sink.
Oh right. Yeah.
There
I
was a
forgot.
lot of blood in it.
But again, that wasn't really as scary.
I'm
But
not
either
saying,
way though, like this as a horror
they
movie,
have a
it
bad
should be-
reputation for being
no,
not
I get
scary.
it. I'm with you. I
Yeah,
understand what you're
But
saying.
even if it's like a good horror / thriller movie, it is something different that
Yes, the clown.
Anyways,
I like the.
either way, that's sort of the movie I'm looking forward to. That's not Infinity War because
Can you stop?
I'm already ready for that.
Yeah.
Can you
She's
stop?
So, and I'm
like
assuming
that.
you guys
What's
all three
Doggo's
decision is
opinion?
the same.
No.
Okay, good,
I have
good,
Infinity War.
good.
I wrote Infinity War.
Mine
Yeah.
was Hellboy.
Oh,
Is
good
there-
Is
one.
that 2018?
It's supposed to be. Expected for 2018. I just
Well, the same as
like
the
I
game.
had the same thought as you. I know I'm gonna like an Avengers Infinity War,
That's
and
the
I am
thing, like-
anticipating. So I want
It's
to
an
kind of find
auto.
something
But
else.
the thing is,
that
I was
also-
anticipated it before it was even announced.
Yeah,
Like I was ready for it
Yeah.
already.
but I am looking
So-
forward to this new Hellboy
Oh yes,
movie.
absolutely. You're,
That's a good
you're
one.
right. You're right.
Is it confirmed for 2018?
I have
honestly
no
don't
idea.
know.
Well, you said so, so it must be.
Yeah.
Why are my followers
Well,
got to be asleep for us? Thanks.
Let me take a look.
But
Let me
you
take
can
a
get
look.
them to watch the rewind.
Yeah,
of
it's
this.
on the YouTube.
I mean, my runner-up for this was Deadpool 2.
Oh, good one. I don't
Yeah.
think I even
Oh
had a
yeah,
runner-up.
I forgot about that.
I
one.
do have some runner-ups.
It
for
is
this.
coming out this year.
Yeah.
It is coming out.
Infinity War. Wrote it down. Was done with it.
That was my backup. Was Deadpool 2.
Black Panther was my follow-up.
Oh yeah. yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
It's gonna
It'll
be
be
good.
different.
Infinity
More-
War is the
I
one
li-
that I'm like
Oh yeah, that's
dying to
of
see.
course.
hands
yes.
down. We're all
Yeah.
really, really looking.
That's why I
forward to
wrote it down.
it. Yes.
I didn't want to like
He
some
did,
of them. Some
he
of them.
did write most anticipated, not just anticipated. So he is right in like.
Yeah, but we all
that
also
is my
came up
most.
with runner-up.
Yeah, it's true.
Or,
Yeah, I
next
didn't.
one.
I didn't runner up in that one because it said most, and I'm like done.
Done.
Although I thought I was being original with most the movie of the year, but apparently not.
So did I.
I'm like, ooh, this one's gonna be fun to write down because
Suckers.
no one else is gonna write it.
Apparently, all three of us
So
I was-
saw that movie together.
Yeah.
We did all see that movie together.
Why didn't you guys put Star Wars down?
That's true.
Yes.
okay,
Non-comic book movie?
non-comic
Oh yes.
book.
So specifically, would put this topic in because of
Infinity
Infinity
War.
War.
Yeah.
And Deadpool and Black Panther. And
Now
Yes.
I know I'm gonna be original. Mine is Illumination's Grinch.
Good choice. Good
Okay.
choice.
Because-
You are reading original.
So far, Illumination Entertainment, one, Despicable Me and the Minions movies, I don't care what people say, are good films. They are fun for
They're-
what they are.
yeah.
You go in
Yeah.
expecting
I
a
get
cartoon
you.
movie.
I get
That's
you.
what you
I
get.
agree.
Yeah.
The Lorax, though, and Horton's Hears a Who have been good movies so
They
far.
have.
Yes.
So Illumination knows how to treat the Dr. Seuss stuff.
And their animation is pretty good.
I love their
They are,
animation.
yeah.
Like
I
they're-
consider them second after Disney
Yeah.
and Pixar.
Yeah.
Like
They're yes.
Pixar and Disney being one company,
They're totally one company. You're right.
Illumination Entertainment's
It's
the
the
next
next.
one up.
I agree.
Like I don't care. DreamWorks is meh, meh, meh.
DreamWorks every once in a while
They pull
will
out
have
something
a-
cool.
Every once in a while,
Yeah.
but the past few Illumination movies have been solid.
Yeah.
Like as bad as Despicable Me 2 was, it still looked like a good movie.
I liked it.
I didn't like it as much.
3 was good. The Minions movie.
I haven't seen
I need to
three
watch
yet.
3.
Yeah.
I do
I
need to
bought the
watch.
bundle on Google Play, because you got the 3 Despicable Me's plus the Minions for like
Oh.
$30, and I'm like,
4 movies for
well, and I'm like, or you buy Despicable Me for $25.
Sure.
So I'm like,
Sure.
So I
why
looked
not
at
just
my-
buy them all. Yeah.
so I look, and my wife.
Do we
loves-
own them already?
My wife loves the Minions and stuff, so I'm like, well, this is a
Yeah.
no-brainer. So,
Yeah, females really like those characters.
Minions.
but I do like. I think the Minions are funny in their own right.
Yeah.
Cute.
I
and
just
that's my
don't think
thing is-
I just don't think I could take them for a whole movie.
They're actually the movie was done very well.
Yeah, the movie was.
Yeah.
That's my thing. So like Illumination's done well.
yeah.
I think and Sing was a good movie.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sing was
a
wonderful
quite a good-
film.
I think
I was pleasantly surprised.
but that's and the animation in that film was like
It was good.
and if
Yeah.
and it shows that they can do a musical piece.
right. So
With
that's
animals.
so that's my thing is like I'm sitting there looking at the Grinch going,
If they're gonna sing,
I love the
Christmas,
Grinch. Like the Grinch is my favorite holiday special that's on TV.
I agree.
To the point that I can recite it. So, like the Jim Carrey movie was a movie,
Mhm.
and for what it was good. But I'm really looking forward to what these guys do with that source material and what they can do for a movie,
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
and especially what they can do in a cartoon that
Oh,
they
yeah.
can't do in a lot. Like live action, cool to see Jim Carrey in a costume.
I think at the time it was cool.
Yeah.
I didn't really like it at the time though. Like I watched it, I was like, that was okay.
At the time, though, it's like, oh,
No.
I think it was really big
At the
for
time,
them
no.
to make live action
Oh,
remakes
for
of
sure.
everything. That's why I
Yeah.
was like, oh, cool. Cat in the Hat, arguably bad.
Oh my god, that was
bad.
worse.
Yeah.
Not saying it was good, but
Yeah.
it was in that trend.
It
of
was
like,
same. Yeah,
It
same.
was
kind
like,
of
let's make
makeup.
live action everything.
Yeah, but that's my thing is like Illumination
And
with
now
their
it's
track record with Dr. Seuss and the fact that they do actually do like fairly good movies. You know, if you look at the first Despicable Me, you look at Sing, you look at their original stuff, they do a good job.
Yeah. Zootopia.
That was last year.
That was last. Come on, guys. Either way, The Grinch is
Yes, good choice.
my most anticipated non-comic book movie.
Okay.
I am looking forward to the next Fantastic Beasts.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
good
like
choice.
that new
Good
storyline.
choice.
Mhm.
Very good choice.
So.
I'll go with The Incredibles 2.
Good one.
Oh, that is
It's
a good
been
one.
Me
That's
too.
a good one. I like
Me
that.
too.
It's been
Yes.
forever.
And it's not a comic book, it's a superhero
It's a
movie.
superhero
It's not a
movie.
comic
I was
book.
superhero,
It's
not
not.
comic
I was
I
thinking
got around it.
I was
Don't
thinking
worry.
about how to introduce. I'm like, it's a superhero movie.
Yeah.
It's a
Good
superhero.
call.
That's a
And
good one.
I love that everybody is back on board
Yeah.
for that movie.
Mostly, except for
Well, the
boy.
kid, he's like old
Because
now.
he his
matured.
His voice is.
his
matured.
voice broke.
He
matured.
became a man.
Hey guys.
But literally, he became a man between the last movie and this movie, and the fact that Incredibles 2 picks up
There you go, you got a
literally.
Harry Potter fan.
Oh
I like Harry Potter too.
No, it's
Just-
that's a
no.
good pick.
But yeah, the fact that Incredibles 2 picks up literally where the last movie ends off,
Yeah.
they had to recast.
They
it.
had to.
There was
Yes.
no. They nothing about
They
it.
had to do that in
A few other movies.
they had to do that in Despicable Me. One of the kids got to do that.
That doesn't surprise me.
What?
But yeah, it sounds like they got the right kid to.
I think so.
read.
I think they did.
But yeah, I'm with you. Incredibles 2. Like
That's-
I've waited way
I
too
forgot
long for
about
the
that.
sequel.
I forgot about that.
For a sequel that
Okay.
we've been asking for. If we lift at the same time, it just goes up. That's how
Not
gravity.
if we go this way.
That's how science works, right? Yeah, I've been waiting almost 15 years or so.
It's been a long time.
The one sequel that we all asked for, and then we got more Cars.
Yeah.
Okay, but arguably Cars 3 was a good.
Yes.
Cars 3 was
Correct.
good.
Cars
Yes.
3 was really good. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that. But we got Planes. We got more Cars 2. We
Okay,
got...
but to be fair, Planes was a Disney Toon movie. It
I
was
don't-
not a full
yeah.
But if it wasn't for Cars 2,
yes.
Planes wouldn't have come
Yeah,
to
but Planes
fruition.
is good.
I'm not.
I haven't
I'm
seen
not. I'm not
Planes.
contesting that. It's just the fact that when we wanted sequels,
Yeah.
we got sequels to movies we didn't want.
We
Because
did.
they
Toys.
sold merchandise.
Yes.
And I feel like Brad Bird was a part of that piece too.
Yeah. Brad Bird
Yeah.
wasn't ready to do it
Right.
until he knew what he wanted to do.
Yeah,
And
and
I
I'd
think-
rather them wait.
And I kind of
And
feel
develop-
like he was. I feel like he was a little bit burned because the last time he worked with Disney, Tomorrowland was kind of not.
That
what I
movie had
expected.
so much potential.
I think that
I
movie
liked
was.
it.
Where it
and-
was likable.
It was very likable.
Yeah,
Could have been better.
It could have been
The
better.
things in Tomorrowland were presented in. It was way too ahead of its time, and still kind of is. Like the story things that it's talking about, what sort of like the future is inevitable, but
Yeah.
you can still do something to change it. Kind of. Yeah, the concepts in Tomorrowland were cool at face value,
Yeah.
but in execution, I think it falls
They
flat.
could have done better.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. You have George Clooney, you have Hugh Laurie, who are
Yeah,
both,
you have
Yeah.
big name
Oh, I love Hugh
actors
Laurie.
too.
and they're good actors, and they
Yeah.
didn't get to play. George Clooney got
George
to play
Clooney
more.
got George
Yeah.
Clooney got his
Hugh Laurie got the most
He got a
basic,
Shaft.
generic, like
villain.
villain role.
personality.
I
and
was
couldn't
so
play any play with it at all.
I was so underwhelmed by his character, and then we all know he can do more. That's the
yeah,
crazy
Right.
thing.
totally. He
I've
has
been
so
watched.
much more.
I've watched Hugh Laurie's subjectively. I've now watched it backwards, but I've watched most of his career from like where he started to where
Yeah.
he is, and you go,
He
damn,
is
that guy
such a
has
great-
range from like
Yeah.
the Night Manager through House down to the comedy stuff that they used to do, which like you're sitting there going, holy cow, like you guys.
This guy, he's like Patrick Stewart in some sense, and like he's done stuff.
Those English people are really good at.
They are good.
They're good at
Very
acting.
Good.
It's like their schools are programmed to teach them how to actually do
The
well.
arts.
But yeah, that's my 2018 non-comic book
I like it.
There you go.
I like it.
as well.
Good
Incredibles
for-
2.
Look at you. Look at that side of the table, being all
We're
Incredible.
united.
Incredibles like.
Next is
Okay, so
What will be the biggest disappointment
Some-
of 2018?
Some
in your
random
mind?
game.
some
What will be?
I will show this to you, and you will laugh because it might actually happen.
Yep. Yeah. That's
What does it say?
Death Stranding gets delayed or
Or
canceled.
Cancel.
He's predicting the future.
It might
His favorite
actually.
game of the year is going to get
It might
banned.
actually happen. Is the
Well,
crazy
knowing where Silent Hills went, then yes.
Yeah.
knowing
Emoji Movie 2.
Oh God.
Don't think that's a.
Bad.
I'll be disappointed if someone is making that right now.
I
yeah,
hope
they're already
Sony
doing it on
learned-
their phones.
Yeah,
waste of
I hope
time.
Sony learned their lesson.
No, they don't. They're already
There's
making
more
that.
Spider-Man.
I mean, like the Venom movie is sort of in that range of like disappointment. I don't know
Yeah.
Yes.
what to
It's
feel
up in
about
the
that
air.
movie. Honestly, like I want to see more of it before I pass judgment on that, like as a disappointment, because it has all the right pieces, just not in the right places.
Yeah, wait. Right.
The Division 2.
I heard good things about The Division.
If it doesn't get
fixed.
I just said
But yeah,
something at the end.
that's my prediction. My biggest disappointment.
Yep.
It better be
It better
good.
be good, Seth.
I don't
You-
think
yeah.
it will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it gets canceled or delayed,
Not surprising.
I could see that.
Your
Yeah.
game?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
Totally
happen.
see that happen.
And I will be so bummed out, and I'll just play Persona 5 again. Yeah. I heard
And then
that,
buying it again.
I heard the Division has been getting some really good content updates lately.
Really? Oh, that's good.
Not like game changing, but if you're
Just
a loyal player, like it's
fixing it.
worth playing, worth keeping on playing. Anyways,
I don't know. I just said some random game's gonna totally bomb. I don't know the name of this game.
to be fair, my follow up to my
But-
short list is of Marvel movie flops. I don't think that's ever gonna actually happen.
But mine said in the next few months, so
Oh, there you go.
I don't know.
So, we've been talking about World of Warcraft vanilla.
Yep.
I'm kind of wanting that to be good, but I'm worried if it's going to disappoint me.
Ah, there you go.
If it'll just be like, meh.
Yep.
Because I would love to go back into that MMO style where there's just people, you know.
Yes.
Because I haven't really experienced a game like that in a long time. Where there's just
Well-
like a big MMO where
And I think for
there's
someone,
a society.
I think for people who've never played vanilla classic WoW, i.e., this side of the table, I'm assuming.
No, I played
He
it.
played.
So this side of the
I
table,
That wasn't as bad as some people.
and
You
this,
shut your dirty mouth.
this side of the table, I think it would be a really cool like portal
Not
to
naming names.
what that experience
Yeah.
was.
And I'm hoping Blizzard will bring Warcraft back somehow. Like, not World of Warcraft,
But the
Warcraft.
RTS,
Because right now they don't have a stable RTS that's
They need
a
to bring
they don't have a constant one.
yeah, that's sustainable, like.
'Cause every time I hear-
StarCraft 2 is
Every time I hear Koreans playing
It's
StarCraft,
plateau.
it's always just still vanilla StarCraft/Brood War.
Yeah.
That's all I always hear.
StarCraft, I feel like, has plateaued and is just stagnant right now.
Yeah.
Maybe some pros
they
out
don't
there
know
are
where to
saying,
go.
"No way, man! There's always like game changes." But
I think though
it's
that
just-
I think a little bit of that has to do with games like Dota and
Yeah.
League of Legends.
I know,
taking up the MOBA style of
people's
games.
genre
Yeah,
has,
but still, like,
has changed to
A
a
good
different
real
kind of-
time strategy,
Oh, I know.
like Warcraft 2 and 3.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, I totally agree. But in terms of like an esports level competition,
Yeah.
it's way easier to watch a game of Dota or League of Legends, and it's way faster as well. True.
See, the cool thing with vanilla servers, and if people play them, which is the
Yeah.
big piece, is you had to be in the city to communicate. You had to be within range of people to do this. You had to be here to do. You couldn't fly around everywhere.
No.
You could only, if you worked your butt off,
You could get a mount.
get a mount.
I remember it was what, 400 gold or something for. amount or
it was an exorbitant amount of money
It
that
was
took
something crazy.
Forever to get.
Well, okay, if you played the auction house right, which again is the economy building because everybody's in that specific place doing their thing.
Yeah.
If you did stuff properly, you could make money. But again, you didn't actually get to play the game for like 2 weeks. You had to go out and mine minerals or collect herbs
Yeah,
and
that's
then
true.
sell them on the
Yeah.
auction house and then buy up other people's stuff on the auction house so that they weren't underselling you and then oversell what you
Yeah.
just bought. So you're actually making a small, tidy profit every single time. Like,
Yeah.
that was the game.
Exactly.
Now the game is sit on your mount, queue up for stuff in the middle of nowhere, and enter
And-
dungeons. Like, the queuing system, as much as I love it, I feel like you should have to be in like a main city to use it. Or you
Yeah, the
have to
MMO
be-
scene,
yes.
the MMO scene has changed
definitely-
vastly.
It has,
Definitely.
and because there are quality of life changes that are good, and I'm down with them. But yes, it does take away from
take
that.
A lot of it
that
has to-
feeling that you're wanting back
And what
from
I
vanilla.
really miss is the storytelling. Like, World of, like, that's the thing about like the Warcraft RTS. I could follow the story so much simpler. In World of
Yes.
Warcraft, I felt like I was missing so many parts of stories, and I had to like figure out
Because you
what's
were.
going on in this part.
Well, because a
And-
lot of it has to do with it's a giant world that
Exactly.
you're living in.
You can't do
Whereas a
it.
single player game,
You can
it's
do
easier
it.
to direct the players
Exactly.
to be like, story
Yeah.
bit,
Yeah.
story bit, story
Yeah.
bit, story bit.
And I do
story
miss that.
You can.
Final Fantasy
I can
14.
do all the quests.
Final Fantasy 14 is a really good
can't do a
example of
starter
a single player
for everyone.
MMO that I've played in the
Well, you
past
can play every-
in the most recent, I guess, decade. I guess
Yeah.
because I've finished that entire game, like the campaign,
Yeah.
by myself.
Okay.
Basically, it was only ever with the massive battles that I would be queued up with players to do a story battle, and then I would be back right into the single player stuff.
Hearthstone was
Hearthstone is-
that's your game of the year that wasn't from this year.
I was a bit disappointed with the recent expansion. I don't know.
Goblins and something, right?
No, this was Kobolds.
That's
and
the one.
Catacombs.
Kobolds.
Like the dungeon run
Kobolds
was
are
cool,
great.
but absolutely zero reward.
They're useless.
Like it was a
Candle
cool
on their frickin'
questing,
head.
through a dungeon
Sure.
run. So dungeon run was very much like going through a dungeon in Warcraft kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, you get to a boss, you defeat the boss, and you get a new card or perk or like
Yep.
all that stuff, and it was pretty cool. But absolutely no reward you can take out of it after you beat it. Like it was
Oh,
just,
that sucks.
and it was very short, and
Huh.
no reward. So
I used to solo the Dead Mines a long
Eventually,
time ago
yeah.
in vanilla.
in vanilla,
Mm-hmm.
vanilla land.
Vanilla.
Anyways,
I miss those
Anyways,
days.
that's
yeah.
I am,
Finish her off.
I am anticipating that the Han Solo movie is going to be a giant wad of junk.
No, it won't.
I'm worried
I
about
can
that
see
too.
of all the predictions, I think ours might actually.
Mine was very vague.
Yours
I
is
couldn't
super
even think
vague.
of
You
that.
could be, yep. Nope, that was where I went because just with the
Yes, the
directorial
recent.
changes, the fact that they're even trying a Han Solo movie.
It's weird.
Yeah, but
It's
if you're going to do
worrisome.
anybody in that area, I know obviously you can do Obi-Wan.
Yeah, but because Obi-Wan, you can still use Ewan McGregor because
Yeah.
you're playing an older Obi-Wan.
Hopefully.
To go,
Well,
hopefully.
We don't even know if that
Huge
how that
age range.
we don't even know
If they go
how
younger
that
Obi-Wan, people will revolt. But
Yes.
going
I would love it, Ewan McGregor.
right, but going younger,
Yes,
yes,
I agree. Watching our progress, you should.
you should. Yep,
You should really look into our older.
Yeah.
you should definitely see the progress we've made.
Jump back to
circa
2015?
No.
Oh, no.
You were further than that?
Yes.
Oh, man.
When it
Did
was
we
just
start
those two.
university?
Oh, yeah, when it was these two, and it
13,
was...
12?
Okay, to be fair, you appeared very early on because you were on the couch when we still filmed on the couch.
Yeah, that was
There.
You were there fairly early as well. When I went back,
I know.
Yeah.
But I wasn't as frequent as I am.
Everybody's
No.
much more frequent now. It used to be him and I,
Only because we
Guest
needed to
Guest-
do something at
guest
school.
appearances.
right? Because
Yeah.
we were at school,
Yeah.
Guest appearance.
Right.
Right.
or we were at school and we drove here and
Get
filmed
better.
and then
We're
left.
regulars.
You guys are
You're
regular.
more regular than I am.
Oh, you're
It's
gaining
because I have no
traction.
life. It's because I have no life, Brian. That's
Okay, they're calcium and multi-grain
Multi-grain.
bars.
This is coming from someone who streamed.
Roblox. What's a Roblox?
It's a game.
It's a game.
It's kind of like... Isn't that the one that's kind of like Minecraft?
Oh,
Sort of, yeah.
sort
What's a-
of.
what's
It's
a-
It looks like Minecraft, at least.
It's not a very good version.
What's a Roblox?
Oh, ask the
They're
you
not
should
a
ask some of the kids.
No.
Either way, yeah. So
yes.
Han Solo, I'm expecting.
I can
just-
see that happening.
If any Star Wars movie is really going to, in my mind, flop, this is the one.
But you set the bar low, so
Right. I'm going in expecting a giant pile of turd. Yeah.
Yes.
So what I get out of it might be like, oh,
I'm
That was
pleasantly
just-
surprised.
that was
that's your
just-
surprise of 2018.
the movie was actually not a pile
was
of
not-
crap.
I'm not a soothsayer.
It was just like a small dribble of pee.
Meanwhile, I'm like sitting. Meanwhile, Tony's in the corner. They moved Death Stranding to Xbox.
You have a computer, come on, like.
That's true. That's probably for the better, actually.
So yeah, that was my like. I'm sitting there going. We said did a big disappointment. I had a hard time. I'm sitting there going, what? And then I'm like,
See,
oh
yeah.
yeah, that Han Solo movie that fired the directors is changing gears and hired Ron Howard.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a strange.
Not that he's a bad director. I'm
It's-
just
yeah, it's
not
a
sure
weird-
if he
that's
fits
his type.
the
I
Star
don't know,
Wars.
is that
thing.
his genre
And I wanna-
of...
I'd like to see how much was done as well before.
Sure.
That's another
Yeah.
big thing. Because
Yeah.
again, if you see someone,
You.
case in point, Justice
Yes, that's
League.
me.
No,
like-
you say
I
it's
was
the
like-
puppy.
I thought that was the dog bum tapping my foot. I was like, is he talking about like what just touched my foot?
No,
Oh, it touched me
there's
again.
there's a table leg. That's you.
Yeah,
It's
that's
clearly gotten too late.
But yeah,
After
like
hours.
if you look at after hours, if you look at the example of Justice League, it's clearly two directors.
It can work.
It can work.
I was already leery of a Han Solo movie to begin with.
because nothing replaces Harrison Ford.
Correct. That is
Nothing
my.
Except the young Harrison Ford that
Except that
talks
one-
like him and looks like him.
Except that, like, you can even still go so far with that. It's like Bill Murray. Bill Murray's Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Han Solo is just Harrison Ford. Like, any role that Harrison Ford played, hate to break this to everybody, was just Harrison Ford. He was the same guy in every movie.
And Jack Ryan.
He was the same guy, like, in everything he pretty much did.
Even the president?
Even when he played the president on
Yeah.
Air Force One.
Even when he was the president?
Huh?
Expendables.
Even as the president?
That was a
No, sorry,
cameo.
Expendables.
No,
3.
in Expendables 3, he played a big
Oh, he
role.
played a big. Oh, I
Have you
didn't
never
see
seen
I've never
Expendables?
I don't think I've seen
Expendables
3.
Oh, man.
I don't think I've seen 2.
2 is worth
Oh,
it.
man,
2
you-
is Three's on
Bruce Willis,
Netflix.
though.
If you guys if you guys liked Expendables 1, you will love Expendables 2 and 3.
I love 2,
I wouldn't say
Yes.
I loved it. I liked
Oh.
it, and it was very nostalgic of the old time action.
which
Three-
is exactly what it's supposed to. If you go
3
into that
was-
movie going, things explode and guys jump away from
Yes.
it,
Okay,
Three is-
the villain for the second one is Jean-Claude.
John Claude Van Damme.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
I
Third
thought
one,
no.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry. The third one, yes.
The third one
Jean-Claude
is Mel Gibson.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
Oh, then I haven't
Mel
seen-
Gibson's back.
And
As
that's
a
the
villain.
third one.
As a
Mel
really
Gibson's
good...
back. He's in Daddy's Home too.
Oh, really?
He's been back in a few.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I'm living under a rock.
3 is
I don't know if he
excellent.
should.
I
be back,
have
but-
these movies.
823.
Expendables 3 is
on
Netflix.
Netflix.
That one can confirm is on Netflix.
Honestly.
Can confirm I've seen it
I need
on
to start
Netflix.
searching Netflix.
Oreo, let's see.
It's actually
what?
more
What's-
than that.
Oreo wants to know how long he's been here.
I
We,
don't
we
know.
started around 6.
Uh,
So if he was here from almost
God,
the
we've been
beginning...
going at this for
That's
3 hours.
Almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
We've been streaming for 3 hours and 6 minutes.
Yeah.
If you were here from the beginning, if you were here from midpoint, then you've probably been here a year and a half, over
If-
an hour and a half.
To be fair, if some of the other gaming websites, their end of year podcasts are 5
Sure.
hours a day.
A day, yeah.
Yeah.
A day.
Okay, to be fair, this is only like 2 hours longer.
We could have
than
added
usually
more
go.
categories.
Correct. And we don't cover the same amount of topics they cover.
No,
No.
We could have done more categories.
We could have done way more categories.
Favorite
But
family
I think this is
movie.
what people want to hear. It's for the people.
Correct.
Cars 3.
Yeah.
Cars.
Cars 3 wins, yes.
Cars.
Favorite family
Cars
movie.
3 is my favorite video
Favorite
game of the
family
year.
movie?
What's a Persona?
Cars 3.
Cars 3.
Or
I haven't
Moana.
seen Cars 3 yet. Moana, I would say Moana.
Moana was a
I
2016
like
film.
Dwayne
Moana, yeah,
Johnson
Moana was
singing.
2016.
Oh.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
November. Ish.
I want to add one more like anticipated disappointment, but knock on wood. Stanley is 95 this year. Next year,
That's all
I
you
am
need to
worried
say.
about
That's
him.
all you need. You're good. You're
No.
good. He's 95. You're good.
Blasphemy! I'm gonna throw this pen at you.
And then a company's right. Thank you, Oreo. That's appreciated. Would rather watch
Yes.
us than in like a.
We're more. I feel like we're more down to earth.
If it helps, we're a bunch of nerds in a basement talking about movies and games. So
Having
we're as close to down to
Nice.
earth as you can. We're under the earth.
Moana
We are in
2016, he said Moana
Oh,
2016.
okay, fine.
so he-
Cars
Told you.
3 then.
Yeah.
Cars 3 is
I
2016.
have not seen
Coco.
Cars 3 or Coco.
I haven't seen Coco,
Watch,
so I can't say that.
Watch both. Those are both good films.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
One better than the other, but both good.
Yeah.
No.
Ah!
That's why
Earthquake.
That's why the dog is called Technical Difficulties 2.
Yes.
She's learning from Technical Difficulties 1.
What?
Okay, that's
My
foot.
body is more important than anything else. Shove.
Okay, what is wrong with your dog?
Lots.
She hasn't been outside because it's super cold.
She thinks she's a cat.
She's like rubbing her toy on my foot.
Yeah, she wants you to
Thinks it.
play.
She thinks
Okay.
she's a cat.
Oh, look, the table has a tail again.
Uh-huh. So, that's
That's
it.
That's
That's
us.
it.
That's
Hold
it.
on. I got to switch it back to the thingy. PastCast.
Do we want to do a quick recap?
Nope. That's gonna take way too long.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's all good.
that's it.
I'm going to be posting these on the interwebs.
Interwebs.
Okay, I'll erase mine.
Erase it. Did
Yeah,
you write
I
it?
added a lot more than this list has.
You're good.
No,
But
I'm I'm comfortable with this.
Okay, the
still.
wall is falling.
I like how my hottest mess has 2 letters.
The
What's up?
wall. Seth, you mentioned how you made a wall. Oh, God. I
Oh,
don't
they're
know.
doing a thing.
Yeah, they're. So
All
no,
right.
these will be online. So yes, we don't have to
Like that
recap.
toy.
We should probably put our name on it, hey?
We will.
No.
Yeah. I'll put names on them.
All right.
I think it's pretty obvious yours, Tony.
Yeah,
Persona
really.
5, Death Stranding, come on.
Duh.
Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Either way,
Hey, you guys agreed with ARMS.
Yeah.
Arms was
Well,
no,
we
Arms
had
was
all
great.
our disappointments or whatever we agreed with.
Yeah.
Yes.
But either way, so that was the
Clean this up.
PastCast, an
For
extra
20
special look back in 2017 special,
Things. And
Thank you for
and a
joining
brief
us.
look
and a
forward.
brief look forward into 2018.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for joining
This
us,
is the-
Seth and Oreo. We always
Yes.
love it when people join us because
Yeah.
And comment and talk back and feedback. Feedback is good. Conversations are good, as witnessed,
yes,
as
Right.
advertised.
not brain, Brian. You have a
Brain?
big brain, but Brian.
Brain.
I have no brain.
Brain.
But either way,
You're
Yes.
the brain.
thanks for joining us. We
Yes,
usually
next
stream
Saturday.
Saturdays,
Saturdays.
but tomorrow
Not tomorrow, next Saturday.
we're doing this in lieu of tomorrow
Yes.
because it is the end of the year.
It is the end of the year. There's no news
So.
to talk about because we normally talk about news on the newscast and post credit. We normally talk about what we've been playing and or doing, and we can cover that in another week.
Yep.
So
Hopefully there's more news. But
and there won't be. So the newscast
Persona
might be real
5.
short.
Persona
But
5.
That's so good.
we do have a Discord. Hold on. Let me find out how to do
Yes.
this again.
Share the public link.
Create it. Yay! I found it
He found
Copy it.
He found it.
Why is it
put your
hidden?
name on
because
it.
we're streaming.
I guess that makes sense.
It hides.
Put your name
That
on
makes
it.
sense. No.
Bam! Discorded.
Discorded.
Man, Chris, you really like Persona 5, eh?
Persona
Not at
5.
You really liked it. That's awesome. Good choice.
I don't know what to stream.
What? What are you
No.
talking about?
No.
You have Streamlabs? No,
No
I don't
Streamlabs.
think- No.
Please explain this stream.
I have 2 labs.
I have
Labrador
dog,
retrievers.
dog joke.
You didn't get the
dog.
That's
Oh,
my pun.
streamer tools. We'll look into that.
Must be additional research required.
New technology for 2018.
As they say in Splatoon, more research will be required. Yes, so
But yeah, check us out on
Yes.
Saturdays. You can check out our YouTube channel.
Usually
So
at
we've got
11
a back
PM.
catalog of stuff.
11 a.m.
11 a.m. Mountain
Mountain
Standard
Standard Time. If you like what we do here, just throw us a couple bucks. We have a Patreon.
Sure, you can do that. Or they've
Just-
already
or-
liked and subscribed. So,
Honestly,
you know.
just keep watching our stuff. Just share it with everybody.
Yep.
That's
Sometimes
the
we
best
play
thing to do.
games.
Everyone.
Sometimes we do play games.
Periodically we do, yes. And that's it, basically.
But yeah, so you can check us out, youtube.com/barrelrollnews if you just look up any
Where
of
are
the,
you
I know
watching?
my
You
hair
guys
is
are watching
doing
us on
all sorts
Twitch,
of,
right? So
They
yeah.
are twitching.
So,
But if you check out our YouTube channel, it's all there for sure.
yep.
Cheapers, creepers, this
Your
is
hair
gone.
looks
Where'd you
beautiful.
get those?
Thanks.
The way it is.
Good job. Good job, technical difficulties. You missed all of that.
Cool.
Okay.
Yes.
Dig
Sounds
it.
good.
Absolutely.
What?
I'm
Okay.
gonna tell their parents to
Oh,
watch it.
okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Awesome.
Excellent.
So thank you so
in
much
that,
for
in that
watching.
case, yes, we should get going.
We should get going.
This has been
It's
a very
bedtime.
long.
It's not bedtime.
Cast.
It is bedtime and I am old.
I said that too.
You're on vacation.
Oh yeah. More ice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
before
hitting
we
the water first.
before we lose the camera due to technical difficulties, we
Yeah.
should go. We should go.
We should.
Bye-bye.
Totally go. Thanks for
Bye.
watching.
Yes.
Bye everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
holidays.
See
Merry
you
Christmas,
next year.
Everything else in between.
Thanks for watching again. Bye.
Happy Western New Year. Chinese New Year's is